Hello everyone, we're live somewhat earlier time for once.
Yeah, a confusing 4:30.
Yeah, a little bit confusing. But we're here with the RuneScape Content Showcase. So, in a nutshell, basically, what are we expecting to see here today?
So the aim is to show off the fruits of the labours of our new teams. We've dissolved the two big, kind of chunky, colossal expansion teams and created
Eternals and Titans.
Titans, and we've created in their place 5 smaller teams. Now those smaller teams we're going to introduce to you today, show who's in those teams, show what they're working on and showing progress. But the intent of doing that was that we had fewer cooks in the kitchen, as it were, the phrase that I keep using. So there are fewer people in the same streams working on the same content, getting in each other's way. And also they can feel passionate and more kind of like, this is the update that I have made. And that's what we really want to get back. We've kind of been in love with a lot of the passion projects and personal projects people have been making. Can we bring that mentality and ownership to, you know, smaller teams who can, like tribes, can kind of own their own content? And so that's what we're doing. And the intent is, I know it sounds weird coming from me, is to talk less. And talk less about kind of what we're making and actually just get in game and show it.
So instead of like, you know, just like pipe in, talking, why not show you our progress of how X, Y, and Z is going, etc., etc.
We've got nervy for whatever reason about like hopping in and showing things work in progress. I think there's this feeling like, oh, players are going to hate it, they're going to give feedback on something that I'm still working on.
That's what we want though, surely.
Yeah, I think people like it. I think that it's really nice to see work in progress graphics and gameplay, and hey, if there is some feedback, then we get it earlier so we can do something about it. So I think we can be less nervy about that and be prouder about what we're making. I
should mention, of course, during the stream, RuneScape is active, and I do want to point something out. You do not need to type !RuneScape into the chat. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because we want to use the chat to try and keep up with everything that's going on, and we actually want to see what you think. You don't need to spam it. If you're linked up, you just need to watch the stream and you'll be okay, and after the stream's over, we'll press the button, you'll be okay. So don't need to spam it, and we'd like to use the chat to actually keep up with what's going on with these like segments as such.
Each team is looking at, like, while we've got one day of talking about each project, there are the rest of the team looking at the feedback that is coming through. We'd really, really like it if that was kind of constructive and based on projects. Obviously, people want their loot, but...
Of course. So just before we jump into it, obviously we have, I think it's the most, on-screen segments we've ever had on a stream. Yeah. I'm counting at least, there's 8 here I can see. So there's a mix of different teams, different mods, and it's very exciting actually. It's a long time since we've done a mix and mash of computer segments. Last time we did one on the stream was back in August, where we showed off the quick prayer rework and a lot of stuff Ninja had done, and then mixed in with other stuff from live events and other content teams. So to have this kind of feeling back, personally, I'm pretty excited for that.
So I think we've gone a little bit quiet since RuneFest. There have been a few reasons for that, but that means that we've got some chunky stuff that we want to show, and my aim is that this goes down well. If there's a good reaction to this, then we do this regularly, you know, every 2 weeks, month, what have you. But we'll see how it goes. I
just want to point out to Mod Balance, that is spam in its own right, you know that, right? What you've just done in the chat is technically spam, but anyway. Just one more question before we jump in. Were the teams able to choose what they work on, or were they given stuff to work on? So they could choose?
Yeah, awesome. They can choose. So there is a bit of a mix here. We're still in a period of unfinished business. So the case is that we built this backlog of things that would really benefit the game, but also unfinished business. They're resolving that. But in terms of the teams picking not only what they want to work on, but what they feel they're built well to do. Like, Ramen is really good at boss encounters. We promised a solo boss encounter. You know, I can imagine he'd love to do that, he'd love to do raids, he'd love to do all these things. So he's well placed to do that, and each team has a different identity. I'm hoping when you get to meet them, you get to see that identity. But all of them are under this kind of umbrella of let's resolve unfinished business.
We have static mic, apparently. Hold. We're going to hold up on talking just a minute while we fix the microphone, so I don't want to say anything that you guys are aware of.
Yeah.
So just hold up a second. In the meantime...
Nobody's saying whose mic.
Yeah, I don't think they can tell. It'll just happen. So we'll let the guys look into it. We won't say anything ahead of time while we do it. But it's mine. Yeah. Oh, goodness. It's my microphone. Is it broke? You're going to have to run the stream.
I'm going to have to run the stream. Well, we were going to go to computers anyway. Should we...
Yeah, I think we're going to have to get and do that. So you're going to have to...
Yeah. So without further ado, I think it's time that we actually get onto the computers and stop talking. So first of all, I believe we have Raven. Mod Raven talking about Pirate Quest, or Pieces of Hate.
Hello, yes, it's me. Right, so Pirate Quest, or Pieces of Hate. Obviously, I've brought this character here to Lumbridge, which is the most piratey part of the game. Pirate Quest is coming along quite well. We've got the new judges, as we've named ourselves because we're pompous like that, are working through it. We're weaving together the pirate lore to bring an end to the Rabid Jack pirate storyline. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what's worth showing. So I'm going to jump in right now, and I'm going to show you one of the pieces of gameplay. So this is from a section of the quest. It's in a very early stage. It doesn't look terribly pretty, but it does work, and you can get an idea of the sort of mechanics for one of the sections that we're looking for. Let me just remember what it's called.
Start. Begin.
Begin.
So, do you want to take us through your team? So you mentioned your team name. Who's in your team?
So the judges consists of me, Mod Rowley, Mod Kaosi, and we've also got, at the moment for Pirates Quest, Mod Luke, Mod Clumsy. It's not Mod Luke, it's Mod Els, Mod Clumsy, and Mod Victor G are working on it. Yeah.
There we go. All right, go for it. What we got here?
As you may expect for the finale of the pirate storyline, there's going to be a bit of an invasion, mostly of Mostly Harmless. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It's not much of a spoiler. So this is one of the mechanics we're going to have. So Mod Tomb actually created this one, so I'm just stealing all the credit from him. What we have here is we have a map that is clearly not a map of Mostly Harmless. This is not the final graphics at all. And as you can see, we have these various locations around the thing. If you go to these locations, you will find a number of shambling zombies.
Is the FPS down on the server? It's like slow-mo right now. Or am I going crazy? I might be misinterpreting. It looks like you're running in slow-mo. There we go.
Apparently it was.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, this looks really slow.
Clearly set up. Oh yeah, I need.
Oh yeah, you need to change your spell as well.
No. Right.
Oh yeah, they can't see the map, but it's fine.
Oh, you can't see the map. How do I move the camera?
Unclick the webcam by clicking the Logitech thing.
There we go. So we just hidden ourselves. So you can check out the map. So
sorry, I'm not Twitch savvy.
As Raven mentioned, it's obviously that's not final, but
no,
this is
not final.
So this is why we use it for kind of putting the stuff in as like placeholder, right?
Yes, so you see here we have a number of pirate zombies have gathered around the main gate. The idea is to take out the zombies as quickly as you can and to repair, in this case, these little broken barricades around the place. This will bring down, I don't know why I was pointing physically with my hand at the screen.
Everyone does it.
But if you look over here at the main gate, you can see it's dropped down from red, which was critical, everything is going to explode, to 4, which means there's a sizable number of zombies on it. As the game progresses and you fail to deal with these quickly enough, you will notice that, there's still some enemies on course now, that other places will become invaded. The zombies will... I'm obviously doing a terrible job as I'm paying not too much attention to what I'm doing. But the zombies will spread. So as you can see, look, I've solved the problem of the main gate.
Aha, I've repaired all the barricades.
Yeah, so let's go up here. I shouldn't be arbitrarily clicking. I should click where I actually need to go. And we've got some more zombies up on the west wall. So we'll take these zombies out. It's not even a little bit balanced before anyone goes, this is easy mode or anything. It's purely in sort of concept stage. We've not done the main numbers yet. And so we take out all these zombies and we'll heal our little guy. Except there's a zombie still standing.
Yeah, about healing when a zombie just appears. So it's safe to say, obviously, while you're moving from bit to bit, there is a chance, obviously, other things could be happening. Every time you go to talk to a
it's because, and I was going to point again.
Yeah, there we go.
But as you see these big areas, if you don't deal with all of the nodes, then it will spread the infestation is the wrong word. The invasion will spread to other points, meaning that you will have difficulty getting them going. So if I go to the southwest cannons quite quickly, I'm not doing this properly, so it's going to spread and go crazy.
Yeah, so I remember doing like time runs. I remember there was like a playtest Will put in. It was like, oh, let's see how fast you can do it. What was yours? Because I remember it was good fun actually.
Shogun got, I think it was 4 minutes. You got, what was it, 5 minutes?
He got 4:30. I got 4:24.
Yeah, I got 22 minutes and like 40 something seconds. I did not have the tactic down for this at all.
And obviously you can see the ships there are very placeholder as well.
Oh yeah, everything's very placeholder. So in this case, you ward off these. I say ward off. You shoot the pirate ships, which breaks off the thing. We can get to. If I can deal with this in time before it infects, then we can move on to the next stage.
They want us to bring the webcam back. There you go. They want us to go back.
Hello
on camera.
again. Apparently, you wanted to see my glorious visage, and here I am.
I think this is really cool because obviously, like, we don't often show like the whole placeholder like dev side of things here. So I think it's very important to show why this is important. A couple of things: is this a team game or is this only related to solo?
This is only solo at the moment. We discussed. Oh, they're back. Oh, it's gone. So as you can see, it's. Well, I'm going to hang on. Let's turn the mouse.
Yeah, you figured it out. There you go.
Oh look, it has suddenly spread. Everywhere is zombies. Oh my god. I don't know why I did a terrible accent. Please don't, use that again. And it will spread and get worse, and so you've got to deal with everything quickly. You've got to find all the different areas. It's quite a good little panic thing. If you're better than me, even a little bit, it's not a huge problem. It's a good bit of paying attention, but it's not. It's not as bad as it looks. I'm just really bad, particularly at the moment.
So there's a couple of things to point out. This is not related to Halloween. This is related to the Pieces of Hate quest, correct?
Yes, this is Pieces of Hate.
And I just want to mention, when you get to this section, obviously when it's been balanced and stuff, I highly recommend stuff like surging, etc., etc. It will help a ton.
There are also some other bits that I've deliberately not shown you.
Yes.
If you're not a big combat player, there will be little elements that you can use to assist you. I've deliberately not shown them because I'd rather people figure them out themselves.
And obviously a big thing to keep in mind, obviously anyone just watching, this is literally as bare bones as it can be so far. This is like the mechanical stuff kind of coming in. But it's a nice way of showing you where we're going with this. So again, do let us know what you think of this. But it's pretty awesome seeing it.
The other thing with Pirates at the moment is, I'm just going to do a little plug, but we've got a forum thread at the moment and it is a Reddit thread asking for your reward suggestions. So if you want to throw your ore in, pardon the pun, into a pirate quest, what you get as a reward, please go on I think it's in the Future Updates forum, or they've stickied it on Reddit at the moment, or one of my loyal minions will retweet it on Twitter. Go in and send us your ideas.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add? Can I point out about your chat, or are we just going to literally leave it at that?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
There's nothing happening in my chat. What are you talking about?
Oh my. But yeah, is there anything else you want to add on top of that? Most of the team on Twitter or anything like that? How
most of the team are on Twitter. KOC, Rolly and myself are. The graphics guys, I don't believe are, but anything you want to feedback, we can feedback to them. We want to show you this awesome. This is something that Victor G did. I want to show you this awesome animation of a much blood character, Migor.
So we'll pop that up on stream, and there we go. You can see it there. It looks great.
There you go. I love the hand. The hand is my favourite thing. It just. Victor G did an absolutely wonderful job of just bringing. This is his idol, so this just happens if he's just standing around and just tries to steal the scissors, puts it back. It's a glorious thing.
I mean, it looks great. It really does. I can't remember which quest it was, but it was very recent where the old Migo model obviously is there.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my goodness! Like seeing where it's about to become is awesome.
We've tried to update, so I don't think we're going to do a full graphical rework of everything, just because the time required to do that is a bit much. So we're playing on the kind of nostalgia of Pirate series as well with that. But we've updated some of the characters, and some of the new characters you'll know of, but you haven't seen yet, are pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, in that case, Raymond, thank you so much. That was pretty awesome. And now we're literally going to just pedal over to this PC to my left because I'm going to be joining Mod Rowley in just a moment. And what are you taking us through, sir?
So yeah, we're going to have a quick look at Ghost Stories of Gielinor, which is the Halloween update we're putting out next Monday. Starting here with the title screen.
That looks great.
Just to show that, hey, it's actually finished and we're ready to go. But let's log in.
Man, that looks amazing. So obviously there's clearly the initial premise here. I mean, when it comes to the event, what are we expecting players to do here with this?
Right, so this was actually an idea from Raven, and we've introducing this new character here called Closure, who kind of works a bit like Death, where he tells the stories of ghosts to try and help them to find rest. And he kind of sends you out on the business of finding some of these ghosts. Each of them's got this different puzzle or interaction that you need to do with them, and each one of them would unlock a story. There's the ghost story. Half of these stories have actually been supplied by some of our players, and half have been written by mods here. So it's a case of just going out and to collect these, and then you come back to Closure to kind of finish up.
Do players know which mods and which players have written what stories?
We'll make a sort of like in the news post, we'll like flag who's written on the player side. On the mod side, I don't think we're too fast, but
that's cool.
You know, we'll probably tweet about it and talk about it with the players. So we'll see how well they go. And the first 5 of these, it's actually important to note, these are available to members and free to play. But these back 5, they're members only.
Got it. Should mention as well, there's actually a nice message when you log in as well, which is pretty cool. Obviously telling you about the event, so definitely keep that in mind as well. So that's really cool. And just to mention, it is coming in from Monday as well.
Yep.
All right, go for it.
So I won't spoil any of the stories here right now, but instead we can just jump to Falador to kind of showcase one of the ghosts and the sort of interactions you might be doing with these guys. But like I said, each one of them is different. They've got a unique wrinkle. Some of them are actually quite involved. Some of them are really quite simplistic. But we just wanted to get that variety of action in there and some different puzzles.
Yeah, I think it's like kind of to get like that old feel of the like the holiday events as well. And actually, there's one of the ghosts for there, which is pretty cool.
That's right. That's it. It was exactly the point. We kind of wanted to do that mini quest feel. Again, we don't want that grindy event, just unlocking rewards. So there's some interesting interactions, characters, and that sort of thing. So this ghost here, just north of Falador.
You have to follow him.
Yeah.
A lot of love for your beard, FYI. I'm definitely in the chat. There's a lot of beard love, which is pretty cool.
I think we just hit the right length. If it goes any longer than this, without I tend to get calls of hobo and stuff like that. So I'm glad to have avoided that.
So a couple of questions coming up. Are the stories going to be voice acted?
No voice acting here.
Should also mention, are there different kind of puzzles and things you have to do for each of these stories, or is it kind of the same thing, different things?
Each one of them is different. Some are quite involved, like I said. Some are really quite simple and short, but there's a sort of escalation to it as well. So the earlier ones are slightly easier, but they're varied. That was kind of the thing we wanted to go for.
All right, so
this is just showing off story number 4, which is about a werewolf, which might give a hint to one of our players about one of the stories involved. And that's me, by the way.
So that's Steve. There you go.
And we've kind of put the team in here, and the kind of premise of this one is that one of these characters is a werewolf in disguise, and it's a bit like the werewolf card game. So you have to use logic to figure out which one is the werewolf and rightly accuse them or not.
So you could just come up and accuse someone straight away if you really wanted to.
You can. So like if I just come and accuse myself without any kind of questioning or any proof, then that doesn't work out so well. And
Your erroneous accusation has resulted in the death of an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you can brute force it if you really want to be that cruel and just kill everybody. But we won't give away who the perpetrator is, other than it's not me.
Oh, well, we've just confirmed that. And obviously, dead Steve right there.
Gov, yeah. But also, we'll show off some of the rewards.
Awesome.
So here, for instance, each of the ghosts that you help rest in peace will give you a little ghost treat. And inside, we've got some XP, some kind of Halloween-themed foodstuffs, and a little bit of prayer items
ancient bones as well. Nice, okay.
Yeah, these are varied. Like sometimes you can get candy skulls, and there's different types of bones and ashes that you can get here. It's not always a lamp; it might be something else.
Awesome.
But the prime rewards there are. So we've got this. So last time on the stream when we showed this off, we only showed off the headpiece.
All right.
Face to the middle of the screen, please.
Oh, you have to
no,
move
no,
the
I'm just setting
Oh,
it
no,
up.
no, you're just setting it up. It's all
Yeah,
good. We're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
zoom in. We're going to do all the magic. That looks incredible. Wow.
So the idea behind this is your typical headless rider, because there obviously aren't any horse in RuneScape, so he can't be a headless horseman. And he's lost his head to the cannonball, and he's wearing his military garb. So this is kind of a distressed version of the Lumbridge Guard outfit from, I think it was World Event 1.
That outfit looks really cool.
You can see just about there's no head in there, and it is floating. It's all spooky.
I'm going to
and
plug,
glowing.
but feel free to use the free camera if you want to go up close and personal. Right-click the world
I
map.
think we'll save that for release.
Fine, we'll save it for
It's
people to
only
go
next
check it out.
Monday,
Yeah,
it's
of course.
fine. There's a couple of other things in there too. There's a bonus reward for members for finishing the kind of back half. And I suppose the other thing to note is that when we release this on the Monday, I think we're going to release a blog, because we're planning to do a poll to determine whether or not we make this a permanent piece of content, or if we stay like normal holiday events and remove it after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because it's safe to say, like, we have seen it where we have like these really like big holiday events that have gone in game, but obviously they just go away forever after a couple of weeks. So it's going to be very interesting to get your thoughts on that, and it's going to be, you know, personally, I hope that it is, because I think stuff like this is really awesome
Yep.
to have. But we'll have to wait and see.
It started out quite small, but as kind of development went on, it became a bit more ambitious, and we feel it's now probably worthy of it. But we want to kind of generate the discussion of what really counts, what is worthy of becoming a permanent piece of content.
Just one more question. IMN, are they able to get everything in this?
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
Ah, sorry.
I don't see any reason why not.
Cool.
It should be perfectly fine.
Awesome.
But
And it has gone through that process as well, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Cool.
in that case, is there anything else apart from that?
No, just look out for it on Monday.
Awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it, and the login screen looks pretty great as well. So thank you so much, Mod Rowley. And now I'm going to turn right, because joining me now are Mod Days and Mod Cuppa. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hello, Shawnee.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm very well.
What we got?
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh no, we forgot copper.
Oh, what we got? Let's do this.
Today we are going to be showing off clue scrolls. So the first thing to show off here is what you can see on my screen is we have created a clue scroll hub. So this is somewhere where you can come, and if you've never done clue scrolls before, or if you're a veteran of them, there's just a load of stuff here for you that's useful. So if you've never come here before, we've got our hub NPC Argento, and she can give you like a load of information. Like she can tell you where to get clues from, loads of stats, and the very first time you talk to her after the update, she'll give you a clue scroll that is related to your level.
Nice.
So if you're a high level, you'll just get a free elite on logging in. So that's really cool. Gets everyone doing it on day one. Gets a bit of excitement. What else have we got here? We have got Nigel the Pack Yak.
Nice.
So Argento, backstory quickly, is she's a massive treasure trail veteran. She's like been on the search doing tons and tons of clue scrolls, and she's just headed back to the Grand Exchange now to sell all her loot. She's got all her dies down here and everything, so she's about to get very rich.
Awesome.
Yeah, so what can we show you off? So what we've done is we've added a load of information. So first thing here is we've added a new settings interface, so you can toggle off whether you receive each tier of clue scroll. Sneak
Oh,
down
hello,
here.
Master. Master Clue Scrolls.
New one.
Oh.
So yeah, like if you're not interested in easy, boom, tick it off, never get an easy again. Similarly, we're allowing you to toggle loot beams on and off. So like again, like if you don't care about easy loot beams, you can just toggle them all off.
Cool.
Nice and simple. Next interface to show off, the stats interface.
Go on.
So here, like,
Oh, what? That's
basically
great.
all that information that you've ever wanted, all in one place. So you can see how many clues you've completed. So here, I'm a noob. I've not done any of them yet, but yeah, that'll keep track of it. We've increased the amount of rerolls now up to 3. So before, like you capped it out at the 3, and then like you just felt the need to reroll.
Because if you didn't, then it's essentially a waste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to let you stack them up, and again you can track your progress. So again, you can see all that information in nice one handy place. And the final option, hidey hole
holes.
locations. So here we have like all the hidey hole locations organised by the tier of the clue scroll. Boom. Oh,
Just for
not going
people
on
to bring up to speed, what are hidey holes? How do people benefit from this? Speeding
So
in?
basically, if you are doing emote clues, you need to have items with you. It's like wear, studied leather or whatever. and you have to then store all these items in your bank. They take up loads of bank space. Hidey holes, you're able to build something near that location and store all the items in it. And then when you get a clue, you can just withdraw it, put it on, do the emote, throw it back in again and carry on with your way. So hopefully that should save a good 70, 80 items from your bank. It's going to be a good thing.
So there's a couple of things that we have mentioned in the past in relation to this update. I just want to go through and double check this is still the case. Stackable caskets, sorry.
As you can see in my inventory.
There we go, okay.
Should we talk about that
Go
quickly?
for it.
So yeah, there's two things here actually. So when you get a clue scroll drop now, it'll come as a sealed clue scroll. And again, this means that you can only ever have one clue scroll in progress of each tier, but it means you can stack it up. So you can have.
So you can get 500 clues, put them in your bank, and then take them out one at a time. So in that regard.
At the moment, we're having a soft cap of 5.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We may look at that. But yeah, basically, so what you could do here is I can click on my sealed elite, get the clue scroll there, and now I can carry on with that if I wanted to.
Awesome. Just before we jump on, Kappa, how has this been to on the QA side of things, going through all this? Because obviously Clues touches a lot of stuff. How's it been?
So far, not too scary, but that's mostly because Master Clues are still to come. So that's going to be the most daunting thing. So far, we've already done loads of quality of life fixes to live problems people are having, small improvements to lower tiers and existing clues. So there's a lot of content still to add. But we've done a lot of framework improvements and such to the existing stuff. And I have a long list of examples.
So there's an entire... Oh,
yeah,
read some, go for it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
So we fixed any clue scrolls outside of the wilderness, giving Zamrak wizards. They're now only in the wilderness. We've fixed all the Elid clues so that they're now all correctly on the east side of the river.
Finally.
We've moved the scan coordinates for Karatsi jungle so that they are all in the jungle and not partly in herbal habitat. We fixed the wizards that you spawn when you dig up clues so that they use sensible attacks. They're now actually mages. They will only melee you if you're in melee range, etc., etc. And there's tons of other quality of life things we've done as well, some of which you've already mentioned, such as being able to stock up unstarted clue scrolls, caskets. Meerkat pouches will now increase your scan range by 5. So having just having them out is
so now adds a use for them as well. That's really cool. I like that.
As well as many, many, many more. And yeah, when we go live, there'll be a big list of extra patch notes for all the minor stuff we fixed.
It's a pretty mammoth list. Just to show it on stream.
And if anyone wants to enhance zoom and all of that, feel free. So a couple of things as well. So just to clarify, the clue cap goes up to 5.
Yeah, so it's a soft cap. So
soft cap,
things like
Skeletal horror,
the skeletal horror, and the elite you get from aquarium, they'll go past that cap.
Okay, and the caskets have no soft cap on them.
Yep, the casket. So yeah, again, once you complete one, you get a casket, and this just stacks up. So here, I've got 10 of each one, and I can just click it.
In before die.
And I can just spam it and spam it. It's I'm not going to get a die. I'm not lucky enough for a die. But yeah, you can just spam it all. Something else that's really cool.
That is so cool. I love that.
Something else that's really cool is we've added this information board.
Sure.
What's this? Let's have a look. Basically, this is going to show you the last 50 clue scrolls that have been opened on your current world. So you can just scroll through, and this will respect the broadcast.
So that's everyone who's opened, because you just said the current world, or is this account specific?
This is the last 50 on the current world.
So that includes everyone. Oh wow, okay, that's amazing.
And this
awesome.
This respects broadcasts. So if you have your broadcast turned off, it won't include. But yeah, so you can just scroll through and see what it is, which is great. If you want information on how worthy each clue scroll is.
Looking at questions in the chat, they can be banked. The caskets, you can store them up and save them for later. That's intended. And because I saw it mentioned earlier as well, the Well of Goodwill has just moved slightly south. It's now just below the wall. There it is.
There it is.
Oh yes. Also, we should mention clue scroll. Can we see the clue log? Is that in?
Yes.
Because you've just opened stuff.
So basically, I'm going
to make a space.
Let's just throw something away. We don't need those seeds.
They've got high value.
Oh, I don't care. So basically, the clue log, the collection logs here. Click on that. there we go.
And just to mention, just before we jump into this, since the update from 3 weeks ago, every clue you've been doing has been adding to this. So when you log in, it will have this updated. So
all the information will be in ready. But yeah, it's divided by this, so we can see everything. So we've got our easy, our medium, our hard, elites, and all of the general stuff as well. So we've got our god pages here, meerkats, everything like that, all being tracked.
Wow. There's a lot. So I assume you can broadcast the amount you have as well.
Yeah, same as before.
Awesome.
So it's like,
wow. There you go.
The collection log also acts as a mobile hub as well. So all the stats, the hidey hole locations, you can access all of that from the collection log as well.
Any titles?
There will potentially be some titles, but not 100% on that yet.
So they're saying why wasn't the master tab on the log? I assume it's going to be.
It
Yeah,
will
they're not
be.
there yet.
But there's a reason because it'd spoil what's in the masters.
Yeah,
You ain't getting no spoilers yet, people.
Yeah, if I accidentally click on that on stream and ruin it all,
Yeah,
people
exactly.
won't be happy.
You hit it. Very good. Very, very good.
Sure, let's go with that.
No, let's go with that. We don't want to do it me. Just don't do it me. Wow. Okay, there's a lot to try and summarize. A ton of patch notes are fixing live issues that will go live with this update.
Yeah.
We have a new tier of clues. We have a clue scroll hub. You can see the last 50 clue scrolls people have done on your world. The log that lists easy, medium, hard, master, and general clues, and you can try and go to fill them all up. And of course, all the new awards that come in that we haven't talked about yet. So there's so much to look forward to here.
And Nigel.
And of course, Nigel.
Yeah.
And as one other thing, when you log in from this update, when it comes out, you can get a free clue scroll as well.
You will, yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Oh, and I didn't mention, clue scrolls, soft cap of 5, and caskets being stackable. There's a lot here. Let's put it that way. I'm hyped.
It's a good, exciting update.
There's so much. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to mention, or are we all good here?
I haven't seen any questions in the chat that they haven't already answered for me.
There we go.
But yeah, to double clarify, the log is already tracking. That is live. You just won't be able to view it until this goes out in January.
Oh, also we're adding, you can obtain clue scrolls, or you will be able to obtain clue scrolls from fishing, woodcutting, mining, and divination as well.
More gathering for clue scrolls as well. There we go. Awesome. Well, hype. Much hype. All right, now next up is going to be something that I'm sure many people are going to be like, well, it is about time we see some stuff on this. And I can tell you this, I'm very hyped for this. Thank you so much, guys. You two are awesome. I'm going to pass over to Mod Deg and Mod Tim. Here we go. What do we have in front of us?
Mod Jack.
You're wrong.
This is wrong. Who's this Mod Tim? I've ruined it. This Mod Tim doesn't exist. It's Mod Jack.
Start the stream again. We've ruined it.
Sorry,
I'm just going to get a little cozier with you, Shawnee, if you don't mind. So
we need to get Jack.
Mod Jack can get in. Right, well, we're here to talk about mining and smithing.
There we go.
Mining and smithing?
Yeah.
I'm so excited about mining and smithing.
We're also here to talk about some arc boats that happen to be next to my placeholder square. That's fine. We're not going to.
So we've got a prototype version of mining and smithing working to show you. So we're going to show you a bit of mining and then a bit of smithing.
Well, take us through this then. So what's going on here? What's the
So
plans?
we're mining Runite. We've set up Runite. So this Runite has been shunted down to level 50, which is a key part of the rework that everyone voted on and was very keen on doing. So this is level 50. We're a level 50 character. We're using level 50 equipment. He's
taking a
sat
break.
down and he's having a bit of a break. So this is one of the mechanics in the new one.
Okay.
So every so often your character will decide to take a break. You just click and he carries on mining.
Oh, should I do that? There you
If
go.
if you don't click, then he carries on mining anyway.
Yeah.
The higher the level you are, the less frequent you take breaks. So it's a very gentle non-AFK mechanic. The skill is now very AFK because you'll notice this rock isn't depleting. I'm getting ore, and the rock isn't depleting.
Does it take into account boosts, etc., in regards to the rests or anything like that?
Your agility skill affects
agility,
slightly
okay.
how frequently you rest. Your mining skill and your strength affect how quickly you mine.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming for people who haven't seen much about the rework already, some major changes here are he's getting XP every time he strikes the rock.
Stackable ore?
Stackable ore.
There's number one.
We're experimenting with stackable ore. So we want mining and smithing to not be strictly limited by your inventory.
Right.
We do want there to be some limit, but not
the inventory size, because the inventory size is just too small to get a satisfying amount of mining and smithing done. So we're experimenting with deposit points. We're experimenting with things like the the ingot hopper in Artisan's Workshop. We're experimenting with things like that. So at the moment, because it's the most straightforward thing to do, we've set stackable ore, and we're just going to see how we feel about it.
Is there a reason why that rock is blowing up constantly?
Well, you're skipping ahead in this.
Oh, I don't know. I have no prep here. I'm just calling out what I see.
Well, you may have noticed that rock has started flashing.
It constantly flashing.
That is a bird's nest-like mechanic. So if you go over and click on that rock, you get a big XP bonus for clicking on it.
So it's to keep you moving then, in that sense. Okay.
And so those have a chance of occurring every so often, and they'll keep flashing there until you notice them. So one nice thing about that is if you're AFK mining and you've tabbed out and you tab back in to check, you'll almost certainly see a flashing rock, and you can click on it straight away to go get a bit of extra XP. The balancing here is very much not final.
Yeah,
of course.
We're still running spreadsheets.
So
we're still
everyone who's watching this and looking at the numbers and looking at how much
ferociously writing down numbers, etc.
Yeah, nerfed mining. Like, bear in mind, this is a level 50 mining rock now. This is a level 50 character using a level 50 pickaxe. Haven't got any of the boosts to stand on.
Yeah. We're expecting it to come out post rework. It'll probably be a little bit faster.
Okay.
Because if we made it a little bit slower, that would really suck. So we're going to err on the side of it being a little bit faster. But it's not. Neither skill is going to be significantly faster or cheaper than it is now.
There's a lot of, obviously, like just from this, already very significant changes to this. So very, very awesome to see that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to cover?
It's really important to us still that it feels like mining. So obviously you just click on a rock and you mine. And if you don't want to engage with any of this AFK mechanics, so you can see he sat down.
I didn't click there.
He stood back up and just carried on mining. And we've calculated what the rates will be. If you just want to play the skill completely AFK, we know what your XP per hour, your ore per hour will be, and we're balancing those to make sure we're comfortable with them.
Awesome.
There we go. Oh, bonus rock.
This being level 50 now, of course, we're adding in 4 or 5 new tiers above. 4. Wait, can I do maths? 4 new tiers. 4 new tiers above at 60, 70, 80, 90. That'll be balanced appropriately again, but all of them will not despawn. All of them will be. Someone's saying mining will be easy 99. It won't be significantly faster than it is now. It shouldn't really be easier to level than it is now. It'll just be you don't have to do weird things.
So I noticed that obviously it makes you rest. Is it going to use a random rest animation you have set? Because what I could totally see is a hammock randomly appearing.
We're planning to use the brow wiping animation from the current mining animation is the idea. So he'll just stand there going, oh, I'm so tired. I can't do any more. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. So we'll take it out of the core mining animation and just put it in the resting.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
So just want to point out, so the people going on about stackable ores, etc., and balancing, just want to reiterate yet again, none of this is absolutely not final, obviously.
Yes.
This is as implemented as placeholders can be, just to make sure that it works.
The stackable ores is an experiment to see whether we can get it balanced well. The amount of ores that you need, the amount of bars that you need can and will change. Like, everything's different. So right now, Runite is completely inaccessible through mining.
Yep.
You only get it through combat. That's all going to completely change. So the new tier 90 ore won't be obtainable through combat at all. It'll be obtainable through mining. So the whole balance and feel of the skill will completely change. People are used right now to the idea that Runite is just freely available as long as you don't try and get it through mining. So everything's going to change.
So I'm going to ask a couple of questions, obviously, about Serenstone. Where does that fall in regard to this one?
So we've got a couple of different options we're wondering about now. One is to keep Serenstones as the extremely AFK mechanic it is now that doesn't produce anything relevant to smithing, really. The other is to incorporate it more into the core of mining. Because Serenstones now are the mining skill for a lot of players. So take that and keep it as part of the mining skill. But we're not 100% sure which way we want to go with that, whether we're providing 2 different mining methods. It could, for example, become the secondary. We could add an ore that drops from Serenstones, and that could become the secondary at tier 80 or tier 90, for example. That's one of the things we're experimenting with at the moment.
Yeah. So there's so many things obviously mining plugs into, so to speak. Of course, you've got like arc mining as another one. I mean, how does that fall in regards to this?
It all needs to be balanced.
Okay, of course.
We've got a huge list of things to change.
This is our list to compete with Mod Days. Where's the camera there?
Mod Days showed a list of things to do. This is 10 double-sided pages of our to-do list of different things that plug into mining.
This is all the stuff that everyone voted to say they really, really wanted us to fix.
Yeah.
So 19 pages.
Yeah, so that poll we did a while ago, that 20 pages is what you voted for us to also do, which is why the mining and smithing rework is quite long.
It's going to take a while, yeah, absolutely.
Goodness.
With regard to, so obviously because Rune is moving to tier 50, the items will move to tier 50, the value of it, the XP rates will be significantly lower for Rune. That obviously means the ALC values and GE values of Rune items is going to massively drop. So on launch, we're going to try to make sure that we protect people's banks.
Okay.
We're going to substitute items for other items. We're going to try and make sure that we're not just destroying value from anyone. The last thing we want, and there's a limit to how much we can prevent it, but the last thing we want is a horrible panic 2 weeks before the rework, where everyone's buying and selling everything, trying to
I'll be
avoid
honest,
losing all of their bank.
From my experience of these streams, I'm going to take a guess that there might be a panic right now on GE.
Yeah, there might be,
From
yeah.
my experience of doing these streams,
I'm
it's
not
probably
going to lie, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to buy a lot of Runite ore.
Oh, goodness.
But the value of everything's changing,
Yes.
and we're going to try to make sure that your bank isn't either massively boosted or massively ruined. We're going to try and keep the value of everything roughly equal, and we'll be going through carefully to check every item that could be affected.
I'm assuming
do
you're
some
going
smithing?
to do some
Yeah, let's
smithing.
do the smithing.
So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of extra stuff.
So this is not part of the rework. This is just a debug thing we've put in to make it faster to get some more.
Sure.
So we're going to grab
654 million.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah, why
to
not?
grab some coal and grab some rune ore and grab some bars as well while you're at it.
So coal bag is still going to be useful then, is that safe to say?
Again, same thing, needs
Yeah,
fixing.
of course.
So
It's on the
with
20 pages.
With the current mechanics we've got, the coal bag will be completely useless because coal stacks. So we'll have to fix the coal bag to do something else. That's how it is for sort of half those pages. Are sort of, well, with the rework, this no longer really does anything. So how are we going to fix it?
I probably should not have taken so many Runite bars because now they're all dropping to the floor.
Are you dropping to the floor? 'Cause there's too many of them. Oh.
So the smelting at the moment isn't any different, but you
Right.
can
Don't mind me, I just made a slight mistake.
you can smelt stackable. Smelting with stackable ore feels quite different to smelting with unstackable ore because you can just sit there and do it forever.
Yeah, forever. There you go, forever. So yeah, kind of like in an essence, it's now make X60, right? Basically, with stackable
Yes.
ore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to be looking at that. Like, it doesn't need to be limited to 60, or perhaps 60 is too high. These are the sort of things we're experimenting with now. This is why we've got this prototype working as soon as possible, so we can experiment with the core
Stackable
mechanics.
bars as well?
Stackable bars as
Oh
well,
my
yeah.
goodness. Oh man. Okay, I wasn't prepared for
We're
that.
probably going to need a few of these. Yeah. So, but again, this is because this is the easiest to implement. This is the one we got working first.
Of course.
We've been experimenting with. So the way the Artisans Workshop works, where you bring noted ones in, but there's a limit to how many you can store at a time, and after a while you have to replenish them. We might do it that way. That's considerably more difficult to implement.
Okay.
Or smithing directly from your bank is another option, which again is significantly more difficult to implement. So smithing, you'll notice here with the smelting, it's just completely AFK. You can just smelt 60 bars. We're not sure whether we like this or not. We're still experimenting. We're going to be talking to the community about it. We're going to be trying it out for a while now. And this is the sort of thing we can continue to tweak while we're working on fixing all the other things that need fixing. So as of the most recent prototype, we quite like how AFK mining is. There's a mechanic to encourage you to click, and there's a mechanic to reward you for clicking. And that seems quite good, but if you want to completely AFK it, that works too.
I think it's a good thing that we're doing these streams then in a way, because
Absolutely.
otherwise we would take the assumption that it might be okay, and then we're further down the line where a lot of work's been done, and then
Yeah,
they might
that's
hate it,
absolutely right,
and
yeah.
then we have to redo
Yeah,
it. So stuff
so
like this is very important.
We definitely want to keep showing this. I mean, there's no spoiler
Awesome.
concerns, there's nothing like that.
Yeah,
We
I
wanna
mean,
get it on screen as much
this
as
is based on the design documents that you've been circulating for
Yeah.
a very long
A while
time
now,
now.
yeah. Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of iterations of feedback and they're still publicly
Yeah.
available.
But we have actually made quite a lot of changes since we've started doing it.
That's also true.
The designs are
But
like a year old,
we're
and now
not-
we've suddenly
we
started
haven't-
changing everything again, which
We
is
haven't
great.
radically departed from it.
No, it's essentially the same design, yeah.
So how many bars are we looking to make here? How many do we need?
Go grab
Yeah,
some.
I'll get some.
So smelting currently isn't any different. Smithing is quite different. Yeah, we just have a million squillion bars.
Smithing's quite different. Okay, let's see what we can spot here.
So with the new, we are currently making rune swords. So we're going to make 25 rune swords.
because obviously stackable bars.
Yeah, I'll cancel it before 25.
Oh, we've lost the chat.
We've lost the chat. Can we cut that back, please? Thank you. So
So someone's asking in the chat. Sorry, that was what I was saying. So smithing right now is really AFK. We quite like the level of interactivity that mining has as of this prototype. So we're going to be trying to add mechanics to smithing to make it more active.
there's a couple of things I've noticed here. 5 minutes to make 25 swords based on this. Right.
So again,
okay.
these numbers are all placeholder.
Yep.
But these ones are worse than the mining ones. These don't necessarily make any sense at all.
Sure.
We're partly experimenting with the look and feel. So the balancing balancing is partly making sure the numbers are right for the economy, but also partly, well, the balancing is correct, but it takes 20 minutes to make a sword, and this feels awful, so we're going to have to change it and figure out a different way of doing it. And that's the stage we're at the moment, is like it does making a sword feel like it takes too long. That's why we've added this the progress bar above the player's head, so you can see how much progress is being made on that sword, because each one is taking so long. That's also not final. That's just for us, so we can see that some progress is being made at all.
Do you see that bit? I mean, if this was to stay, do you see that bar staying there? Because I think that's pretty handy.
Well,
it's a potential solution to the problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Another example solution would be that you make lots of little pieces of sword and then combine them together again. So rather than one.
So hammer out
1
like
minute long
part
one,
ones of swords
exactly,
and then part 2. Okay.
Yeah, so I do lots and lots and lots.
Yeah, and to say the thing that we've said 50 times already, this is a very, 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 very early implementation.
Someone's
I'd like to
asking-
hope we get something slightly more elegant.
Someone's asking, could you try using a crystal hammer right now? No, that will almost certainly break it completely. That's one of the things on our very long list of things that need fixing.
So there's so much you've got to remember. You have like your lava titans, your juju potions, your blast furnaces, like everything.
We can do a quiz with you later and see if you can,
Spring
see if you
Cleaner.
can come up with one.
There's
that
so
isn't
much
on our
stuff.
list, yeah.
In regards to disassemblies, so don't know if this is like we have the machines, for example. I assume that's going to fall in with this as well.
We probably won't add new machines for the rework.
Okay.
If that's what you mean.
Sorry, how to do it. Disassembly in the so when you disassemble, let's say rune items, they're currently scaled to a certain level, right?
Yes, it needs rebalancing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
it needs completely rebalancing.
Cool.
And that's another thing that just affects the value of the items. We do expect that smithing will produce less items as a result of the rework. Like at the moment, smithing just produces items.
So
produce less, which will affect inventory.
when we look at a timeline here, this prototype obviously is very new because of the multiple iterations Mining Smith has taken. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
what we're seeing
This
right
is-
now
This is the first time we've actually managed to get it working.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Cool.
So we're actually seeing what the designs look like in practice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shall I move on to stop making?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Rune longsword.
So make a load of rune longswords. Now you can upgrade them to rune longswords +1.
+1.
Now this takes 10 bars plus a longsword and gives you a +1 longsword.
And the icon does look the same, so it's going
Yeah,
to be
you have to,
awkward to keep
yeah.
track of.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change the icons, but we haven't had time yet to make new icons.
Just rely on the tooltip. There you go.
Boom.
A question that occurs to me, like watching us do this, is why aren't we just shipping this then if it's basically working? And the answer is because of those 19 pages of things that need fixing. I mean, there's an awful lot of work to get this. Where we are now illustrates how quickly we can get a basic prototype running, but we have to build 10 tiers of content for this. Then we have to build
Factor in skill pet balancing.
exactly every single little thing that needs fixing.
Let's pick a random page.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, we need to.
No, not that one. That's not the right.
Yeah, that's not a good page. Let's keep
Oh,
going.
we need to fix Night Sword. We need to
quests
fix
and
Dragon
use them.
Slayer. We
Yeah.
need to fix Dragon Equipment.
Yeah.
We need to fix mining animation overrides.
The outfits.
Skilling outfits.
Yep.
3 different skilling outfits.
Yeah, but
Coal trucks.
yeah.
The Fremennik Mine. The Dragon Forge. Kingdom Miscellanea.
Yep. Dungeoneering.
Yep.
Shrink Star. Shat
We
Harp.
probably won't change Dungeoneering, I think is our current plan. But yeah, we certainly need to look at it and make sure it still works after the rework and everything on this list is like
Drop tables, that's 1 bullet point. All drop tables.
all drop tables, yeah.
1 bullet point for that. That'll be a small one.
I think that's what we've got to show them.
is that everything?
think so.
Yeah, I'm going to make a
You're
+2
gonna,
as
oh yeah,
well.
sorry. So the way new smithing works, if you haven't seen the design, is you get +1 swords, you upgrade them to +2, you upgrade them to +3. It takes more and more ore each time. It becomes faster and more efficient XP each time. Then at the end, you can either sell them on the GE or hand them in for more XP.
Awesome.
Have you got a +3 you can hand in?
He does now.
No, I don't
Wow.
have a
You need
2.
to-
Well, +3 coming up now.
Well, I spent so long making 1s because I was waiting for the conversation to move on.
So
Sorry.
why would you? So the reason why you upgrade the swords is essentially more efficiency.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So each sword is takes more bars to make, but also gives more XP than the previous.
And then actually, this was a bit of outcome from the dev diaries we did last time. So when we talked about this design, one of the things the community didn't like was that I could buy swords and hand them in. So actually, we've added in a stage where you have to decorate the sword, which is what Dave's doing here.
Yep.
So having got a +3 longsword, a +3 rune longsword, and it depends on the tier what number that is. But at level 50, it's +3. You
Upgraded
decorate it,
Doric.
and then you hand it into Doric, and then he gives you some more XP for that. We're not sure.
whopping.
We might put the XP on the decoration process. It's
Yeah.
also possible you won't need to hand them in and they'll just disappear. But the basic idea is that you can destroy those objects for XP.
I think the main thing is definitely those like the thing that comes around about this is community involvement when it comes to stuff
Yeah,
like this.
absolutely,
And
yeah.
that is a big
It's been
part of the
hugely
process.
important for us already, and we want to make sure that this is a complete waste of time if we produce something which no one likes. So we're going to try and be as open as we can about this design and this development and get
course.
as much involvement as we can.
Awesome. If there's anything else you guys want to say, but I think we'll get ready to move on because we've got so much more to go through, and this is
that's us.
we've still got a fair bit to go.
We'll be back to talk about mining and smithing
Oh,
a
of
lot more, I
course.
think,
Yeah.
in the next few months.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mod Jack and Mod Deg. It's been a
Cheers.
pleasure. That was awesome. So next up, I'm going to move over to Mod Ryan. What have we got today, sir?
Hello. So first of all, we have deep sea fishing, which is something that we announced in the reveals at RuneFest. We also spoke a little about it in the skilling talk. But first of all, I want to take you guys through. This is definitely a prototype. This is not real water or anything. But I want to take you through the prototype of what I've been doing, the sort of fishing mechanics we've been working on, and then I want to look to take you guys through the actual sort of map that we're working on right now, so the actual graphics, which is still, as everyone has been saying, a work in progress. But it's worth knowing that not even some people internally have seen any of my prototype yet, so the players are seeing it first, so that's always interesting.
There we go. That's nice.
So let me just fix this. So this is, obviously it's just placeholder area, but these various interactions are things of new fishing mechanics that I'm looking to include in the deep sea fishing. So first of all, I'll take you over to this corner. This is something we spoke about at RuneFest and kind of demonstrated in a video, but what we wanted to do was try and diversify skilling, bring back something that was shown in the mining and smithing rework, is the idea that you can, lean back, be a bit AFK, or you could put some work in and be intensive. So this idea here is all these boxes are essentially fish, but you'll be able to fish from these locations, and essentially the fishing spot is moving all the time. So this is me as a player constantly clicking on these various locks, so that it's not a click and wait for it to catch the fish. But the XP for this is going to be good. The aim is that the idea behind it is the more work you put in, the better, the more rewarding it is. The flying fish is placeholder.
Of course.
It's placeholder from, I use fish flingers anims. You may not necessarily be flinging fish, but as you can see here, I am 99 fishing, so I'm catching these quite, 100% success rate. At a lower fishing level, you won't be 100% successful, so
I'm just reminded of like whack-a-mole here when I watch this. I'm just literally seeing you just go around with it. But obviously, as you mentioned, because it's intensive, the XP is very rewarding for that reason. So obviously, you've got to be on it and clicking everything. So pretty awesome to see that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not purposely doing... I don't know why I'm fishing still,
the
but
skilling
I'm showing.
mentality is there.
But as you can see, I'm constantly having to pay attention to the screen.
Yeah.
It's quite... The aim is that this is rewarding. This is one of the rewarding parts of deep sea fishing. It's solely rewarding based on XP in the current implementation. But as you can see, this is sort of the interaction that goes on. That's not to say everything here is lean forward. There is plenty of sort of more AFK methods around. So I'll take you there. But
Does it match up to pref in high intensity? Do you want it to?
Oh.
So when you're doing high intensity fishing,
Yes.
do you want it to match the XP rates from pref waterfall fishing?
So I want it to be better
Yep.
than waterfall fishing.
Fair enough.
Something we discussed at RuneFest is whether or not, so waterfall fishing is a lot of XP for no interaction. So with this update, we are looking to potentially bring the XP down from waterfall. It's worth mentioning, not like a drastic change that makes it unviable because it's got high requirements anyway, but it is too high that we don't want to make, a new method that requires a lot of attention higher XP than that because we think it's too high already. But we want to bring it down slightly. Nothing like crazy, so there's no like super nerf. It will still be the best XP for sort of a lean back method, but this method is definitely supposed to be superior.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So people are saying, like, do you actually end up catching fish? Because what we just saw there was you catching stuff, you're not getting any fish. Do you actually get fish in this area as well?
So in the area, yes. In that specific interaction, no.
Okay.
There may be, as we said, early prototyping, there may be some form of point system, so you may earn some form of renown, currency, or something of that kind, but for now, this is the XP method, that's what I've created here. This great box here, moving on, is essentially the idea of a baitable spot where you can throw bait at the water and it will attract fish to the location. So we'll be creating some new bait types.
Okay.
How you get those bait types, there's a few ideas thrown around, but we're not too decided on that yet. But as you can see here, I happen to have sea turtle bait and manta ray bait on me. So I can throw sea turtle bait at the water, and it clickbait. and it creates sea turtle fishing spots. So I can sit here and fish sea turtles, which I will catch. Because you can't actually catch manta rays and sea turtles right now, you can only get them from fishing trawler. So we're bringing those fish to the game to allow you to actually fish them. I'm looking to do that with a lot more of the fish because we actually have a lot of fish in game. When I looked into it, we were talking about like what new fish should we add. We realised that there is already a lot of fish, but they're so spread out, or you get them from unique locations. I mean, I didn't know that there was a tiger shark, which you can get. That's from Fishing Trawler. Then obviously you have the great white sharks, which is from fishing when you've got the aquarium perks. But yes, so it would help if I could actually get some fish. There you go. I'll speed the server up. So yeah, I'll catch some sea turtle. So the way that these spots are balanced, the intention is that when you throw bait, it will attract X amount of fish, and then once you've caught all those fish, it depletes and you can throw more bait.
Right.
Similar to what we have on Uncharted Isles at the moment. Yeah, so essentially a spot has a certain amount before you lose out. I can leave that spot there. There'll be loads of those spread around, so you can see here, this is another one.
So will they permanently stay there? So you can go around, throw bait everywhere, and then come back to that spot, and then they'll still be there? Okay,
so
awesome.
I can throw manta ray bait here. This is a spot, and there's also another spot on the other side. These are obviously placeholder, but yeah, you could set up, at the moment I've set up to have 4 custom spots, so you could rotate between them just in case you wanted to fish, as an example, sea turtles, which takes a while today, but you didn't want to deplete your spot, because currently there's no way of unattracting fish. Maybe I should make that a case, but right now they are there until you catch them all.
So big question, is this going to be a social hub or will it be instanced?
So this will be a social hub.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, there's no instancing, everyone will be in the same place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Chatting away.
Chatting away, yeah. Catching fish.
Doing fish to wave in the water. Remember that? Lobster fishing.
Pretending to talk, yeah.
What's the yellow box about?
So
What
yellow box, different colour, no real reason, just because I got bored of seeing the same colour boxes in the same area. So this one is, these yellow ones are fishing spots, just these 2, which move just like normal fishing spots. They take a while to move, they don't move very fast. And these ones you catch stackable fish. Right now I've called them minnow. They're using the purple sweet inventory object, but essentially stackable fish. Now stackable fish, the idea is they're going to be really low healing, of course, similar to how purple sweets heal, where the intention really is that these may be used as an item to trade in to one of the merchants, one of the fishermen in the area, because you may be able to get bait from it. It's this sort of item which is similar to what people may consider trout and salmon. You catch trout and salmon, but do people really use it that often? Not so much towards the later game. At the same time, the stackable fish, in advance for skilling off hands, it has quite a cool use for when it comes to the skilling off hands project.
Nice.
It's sort of a niche before then. But yeah, so this is just a very basic catching a fish. This will be, we're looking to have, just reasonable XP. It's very AFK, whilst also getting a resource which has its uses in unique cases.
Are we able to see what it looks like? Because you mentioned there's an environment version of this, right?
Yes. Do you want to see that now, or should we finish?
We can finish it, and then we can totally have a look at it. Let's finish it up, and then we'll look at this and look at the proper one, which I'm very excited for.
So these great other cuboids is this is what essentially I'm calling ZMI fishing.
ZMI fishing. Okay.
So the idea here is that depending on it doesn't matter what your fishing level is, there is a certain bunch of fish from this pool that you can catch. As you can see, I just caught cavefish. This is all placeholder fish. But essentially, if you were one fishing, you may be able to catch a shark here. The chance of you being able to catch it, of course, with one fishing will take you a long time, but you'll be able to catch a wide range of fish. So, in the idea that it'll be like a giant net, you're just pulling out any fish that's available. So it may not necessarily be all the way up to, say, the highest tier of fish. I'm just using these ones as placeholders, but it's the idea that you can catch fish before you have the level for it. Of course, you catch it way slower. That's the idea here.
Awesome. So even a place for people who are just getting started in fishing as well, which is really cool. Yeah. I like that.
So it hasn't been decided yet, but the access to the deep sea, I'm thinking it may be locked behind the fishing guild, so it's mid-60s fishing, so it's not too, it's not too out of the way, but it seems like a reasonable point in which you've experienced what regular fishing is before you get into these new sort of different ways of fishing and unlock cool new things. That's undecided, but that's the current thought I have.
And the red box.
So this area is the last mechanical prototype I have available, where these 2, spoilers, it says sailfish, which is a type of fish. But these 2, they move between the 4. The yellow one moves more often than the red. The red one moves more often than the yellow. And the idea is that if you wanted to fish this type of fish, you can click on it and fish away. However, because the red one moves more often, it's actually got better catch rate, so you can follow it around and follow the fast fish. However, if you did want to just relax, you can just use the slow fish,
Do
essentially.
you love how they're going sailing confirmed because it's called sailfish?
Sailfish, it's an actual fish, look out. So sailfish, the idea of sailfish, currently, I haven't entirely spoken with Combat Council, but most of those that I've spoken to are okay with it. It will be a higher fishing level. The highest fishing level required to catch a fish, like rocktail, will be higher than rocktail. It will probably be healing more than rocktail. That obviously balance and to be decided, but this will be the best fishing XP in terms of how rocktails currently work, if that makes sense. A fish that you essentially collect. Obviously I'm catching them really fast right now just because they've probably got like trout rates or something on them. Anyway, would you like to see the actual
let's have a
area?
look.
So, Mod AOB has been
known for a glorious environment work on Nature's Grove.
Lost Grove?
Lost Grove, sorry.
Yeah.
Lost Grove, which looked incredible. Yeah, I'll get it right.
So,
which looked incredible. What we? Oh, wow. Okay, there we go.
Let me take you to the front. Right. So this is what he's been working on. Of course, as you can see, green placeholder, etc.
Wow.
But this is the idea of a fishing hub within the ocean, which you will arrive on a giant boat in the distance. You sail over into this little one here, and you arrive at this hub. The area is going to be, so the hub itself is going to be split up into different areas, and the areas are where you'll be able to, those things I just showed you. So the idea that you'll be able to catch any fish, there'll be various spots, scattered around the map. At the same time, for the fish that are, like the sailfish, as I mentioned, we're looking to have them up in this corner, so in this area. I don't want to rush through the area too much.
No, please don't.
But,
this looks incredible.
Something I haven't prototyped yet, which I'll discuss shortly, is the idea of bringing sort of D&Ds into the skill. A lot of our D&Ds take players away from an area, so we want to bring actual interaction into the hub itself. So when you're, say, fishing, maybe this giant shark's appearing, and all the NPCs will shout and say, the shark's here, and you'll see would hopefully see all players swarming over. So without giving too many spoilers, this area, I don't think you can see my mouse, but this area in front of me where you can see the large green nets on the left, this area is open purposely for potentially large events, so whether it's a lot of fish coming in, or giant fish, but cool interactions to go and interact with as and when it happens. There is a giant shark here. There he is. Just swimming around at the moment. He's a friendly shark. But yeah, so we're looking to have the idea of cool interactions that happen as you're just fishing. That it kind of interrupts your gameplay, but in a nice way.
I love the seagulls randomly flying around. This is great. This is absolutely
it's
great.
outstanding, isn't it?
Wow, this is awesome.
So this is, of course, this is just the main layout of where you're walking, etc., working on at the moment. But then we're going to be looking at doing, obviously, various interaction and nice fun stuff that's going on. But we are strongly looking at the idea that things can happen. So whilst you're going about your normal fishing, maybe birds come along and they're attacking that fishing spot, which means as players you can shoo the birds away and you may benefit from it. Or if you leave the birds on it, then of course they may be attacking the fish, so your catch rate's slower. It's the idea that just trying to make as we said, a social hub where you can help each other. You can shoo away the birds if you want. It's making it feel really alive. Down this end, which is new to me, I hadn't seen this till earlier today, but this section down here is where we're looking to have the intensive fishing. So you'll notice around the edge there's like a border, and the idea is that the fishermen that brought you here, you're kind of in this area because this is actually, I don't want to spoil why you're here. Right, we won't do that. Don't want to give you some lore, but anyway, the highest tier of stuff is sort of like you're fishing outside of the area, so it's a little more dangerous is the idea, so that the highest level fishing to do the intensive fishing sort of thing is outside of the area. It's just the cool thing. But like we said, there will be a lot of interaction throughout, so it doesn't mean that I'll be over here and you'll be over in that corner. You may if you're doing that sort of fishing, but we will see people walking around and stuff. In terms of, I think someone mentioned asking about banks, we're looking at the sort of boats that you can use as deposit boxes, similar to what the Living Rock Caverns had. It had a really nice pulley system for depositing ores. It's quite cool. It's thematical. Thematical, is that a word? Is now.
I think it is, yeah.
Right. And putting them around in this area, so if you're fishing, you can deposit them in the boat. There is another large open area here. This is for something else, something similar to the large area down at the bottom for big interactions, but we're looking at creating themes for the area. So maybe the area is infested by jellyfish. So this whole area, you'll see a load of jellyfish, and it's like themed fish, something that's cool that's going on. You'll be able to maybe catch jellyfish, but maybe tomorrow or next week it changes, and it's not jellyfish anymore. It may be sharks. So you can catch, maybe you can catch great white sharks or tiger sharks that I mentioned earlier. So it's that idea that some things you may not be able to catch all the time, because they're just not attracted to the area at the moment. It's a prime location within the ocean for catching fish.
There was one suggestion I saw which I thought was really cool. Is it possible to have maybe a global local chat, like the clan citadels, where you can chat and everyone can see it, so it's literally everyone can chat there?
Good question. I don't know if we can do that outside of instances currently. That is a
That's
good
fair.
question.
No,
I don't know.
look into
I
it.
could look into it. But yeah, I mean, if that is a thing, then maybe we could. We plan to have either NPCs or some way of, say, for example, some event is happening over in this corner, everyone else will know about it. You won't be missing it.
Oh, yeah,
and
of
of course,
course.
in NXT, the great thing is you can pan the camera, you can see all this cool stuff, and you can see these boats in the distance. There will be map, of course, behind this area that doesn't look complete right now, but there'll be like cool things going on in the distance as well. But yeah, this is Mod AOB's work. It's really cool.
Wow. Oh my goodness, there's so much more to go through as well today. I'm going to leave it there with you because we're going to be back with you in just a few minutes anyway, and we're going to come over to Mob Ramen. So before we jump into things, Ramen, you had a couple of things released this week. How have they gone down?
What's that released this week?
You had the PVM fixes go in this week.
Oh yeah. No, they've gone really well. Sorry, I've been really busy with other stuff.
Yeah, it's fine.
Got some PVM fixes that went out. Really happy with them. Obviously, really passionate about making PVM like really polished.
All right, so we're on. Apologies if you can. We might get there's a Gobi on the desk. There we go. That's bizarre.
There are some issues with that PC.
We are having some display issues on that PC. We're right now seeing a Gobi statue in the water at Raids for some bizarre reason.
I took that picture when Raids came out.
So we're gonna figure this out. Apologies. This computer's having a display issue, which is why it keeps flickering.
Do you want to come back to deep
Can we come back to maybe DSF while we sort this out a second? All right, we'll come back onto the screen. It's not a new Raids boss or anything.
Wait, are we fishing?
We're not fishing at the moment.
No, as in, are we fishing?
Oh no, yeah, we're on.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
All
on.
right.
Yeah.
Cool, right. We can talk more about fishing, sure.
That's fine.
Something that, until this, is it fixed? Are we fixed?
No, it's not
No? Okay, right. I will be back anyway.
We have to literally do a cable swap here.
But yeah, so for fishing, right, making loads of noise.
Sorry.
It's cool. So, as we said, we're trying to like really work on that idea of, this is trying to tackle a lot of key points that we spoke about in the skilling talk, as well as just things we want to do with RuneScape. So you mentioned about, is it a community area? I speak on behalf of many when I say, it can be annoying and frustrating to constantly be put into instances, taken away from the game or taken away from your friends. Or if I said to you, hey Shawnee, do you want to come and do something? Like, do you want to come fish? You'll probably say to me, no Ryan, I'm going to waterfall fishing. It's that concept of like, there is a lot of things we have in game where we push you to other ends of the map, and there's not a lot that takes you into one place.
Yep.
So the hub itself here, it's not trying to take you away from fishing as a core, because if you still want to catch rocktails, you could go and catch rocktails in the LRC. But we want to create sort of more of a social hub for the fishing skill. Once upon a time, Fishing Guild and Catherby, they were nice fishing hubs. And I think the idea of, now that we have NXT and the really cool things we have going on, it's quite a nice time to sort of try and rebuild a fishing hub, which is open to many things, as well as I'm kind of building it in mind for future updates. If we wanted to add more fish, we could. If we want to add more things, we could. If we wanted to dive into the water, potentially we could. But, it's that cool idea of, being able to add stuff in the future.
I assume there's no restrictions to Iron Man on this at all?
There isn't at the moment. I can't think of any that there would be. The usual Iron Man restrictions would apply if anything comes up, but as far as I'm aware, it's your regular fishing.
Awesome. Right, let's go for take two. We're going to
good.
come back over to Ramen and we're going to try this again, so hopefully we won't have any display issues. Let's start again. So obviously, cracking out the PVM fixes, which are obviously very requested, so pretty hyped for that. What have you been working on?
I've been working on Evil Dave Quest. Working on Evil Dave Quest and working on Solak. But Evil Dave Quest is the one that's coming out the soonest, so that's kind of my focus and my priority.
So how's that been? Because obviously you've been very into PVM. How's it been going into questing?
It's really good because I'm learning new stuff. Obviously, next came out when I was QA, and then I came in. I did a little bit of work on invention, but then I moved straight over to Spec Ops, and then I worked on the Lost Grove, which is combat. Oh yeah, that's our team name. Yeah, so it's different. I'm learning new things. It's nice being able to write quests, but this is Timbo's design, and he devved a lot of it in his tap time. Then it came through to another developer who worked on it and is no longer with us. So now it's like fallen to me. I say it's fallen to me. Now I'm working on it.
Now you've taken it on board and making it the best it can be.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's good fun.
So what have you got to show us then, today then in regards to...
I don't want to show too much because it's a quest, and I want you to play through it. I want you to experience it. So I'll just take you through it and talk through it. So the main premise of the quest, you are playing as Evil Dave. You are Evil Dave. So if I come talk to this.
To Doris.
I'm so fed up with this woman, you have no idea. So if I come in, so as you can see, hold on.
Are you spoilering?
Yeah, I am.
You did this on purpose.
No, I didn't. Oh, it's fine. I'm gonna go down the stairs. Oh, did that work? I totally set this up ahead of time. All right, let's go down the stairs now. So you're playing. Why isn't that working? Okay, you're playing as Evil Dave. I'll try and talk while I do this.
Yeah.
So, Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, so we're fine.
You're playing as Evil Dave, and you're doing very Dave-like things. You know, Dave is this kind of... He's an adult, but he's got like the mind of a kid. He doesn't really understand things. So throughout the quest, you have to, as I said, do Dave things, and you've got to sort of recruit your Hell Rat task force to sort of do different things. And one of the challenges is actually smuggling things across the border past Shantae, because she's like, nah. He is like, nah, mate, you can't have rats in our desert because you bring famine and all that jazz. So you've got to work out different ways of getting the hell rats across the border without them knowing. It's a very RuneScapey quest. Like you'll come across a lot of things.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I mean, for example, like you've got your shady man in the jail. You've got it's an awesome quest. You'll find loads of different RuneScape references. Like as you can see, there's a barrel in there, so you'll have a little Anna in the barrel reference. You'll be doing chat's going mental. What did I say?
You're talking about how you were smuggling across the border.
Yeah, you do. So I'll show you a little bit. I won't show you too much. So Shanti's like, "Oi, mate, you can't take that stuff through." What does he say exactly? My pet rat. Sorry, fella. No can do. No rats past the border. Famine and all that jazz. So now,
it wasn't a joke.
You've got to sort of find a way to get them through. So I'll show you just one small thing. You shake a tree, you get a coconut. And because you're smuggling hell rats across, ooh, no, I can't crack that because I haven't got a knife anymore. But Shanti took it off me, so it's all good. So now we've got ourselves a nice coconut shell. We can add a hell rat. Terry, get in the rat in the shell, and then you got yourself a shell rat.
A shell rat.
So it's like really going back to the basics RuneScape quest. It's a medium-sized quest. Timbo's done a cracking job on the design. Dialogue's fantastic. So yeah, you can recruit your own task force. You've got Terry, Pamela, Ryan, Alan. Terry, Pamela, Ryan, Alan, Kevin. Who's the sixth one? I don't know. You'll have to find out. But yeah, like just loads of fun, different bits. Don't expect like a grandmaster, this epic, Ma comes down and tells Dave he's a world guardian all of a sudden. Like that's not going to happen. It's just a small, lovely little quest, and
awesome.
See how that goes.
All right, we'll come back to you in just a few moments. I believe we are going to come back to you after we come back to Ryan. So I'll let you set up your stuff here. I'm going to come back over to Ryan. What have we got for us, sir?
Sure. So we have the long-awaited combat pets.
Yes.
It is this close to being complete. I'm going to show you exactly what it's the current state it's in. You'll see how it's pretty much there. We are currently working on the last of things such as the animations. You may be able to see from my inventory, we have all the new pets. These are the invent models, but let's just spawn them instead because.
Oh, amazing!
Here they are. Right. So this is. I'll try and zoom in on each one individually, but this is them playing all their anims, so they're doing various attack, defend, special attack anims. I was using it for testing that they work. It's also good for just showing off the various anims. So if how do I go and debug?
Right-click the world map icon. Free cam.
Right. Let's have a
F2
look.
in space.
Let's have a look. Right. So this is the attack pet. Oh, look at that! You see that?
Yeah.
Right. So
that's Sifu, right?
Yeah, this is Sifu.
Yep.
Sifu.
I'm not too sure how you say it. No, don't look at me for pronunciations. I'm not the greatest of them.
So this is the attack pet. He's cycling through his anims very fast, so you may not be able to see them all. That's, I believe, his special attack. That's his despawn. His attack anim, his idle anim, he's doing sort of bring it on sort of thing. But yeah, attack pet. Let's move around. Okay, so the kangaroo, which is the strength pet, has a stretching issue, as you can see, so ignore that.
Yeah, we know about it. It's all good.
It's all good. So the strength pet Kangali, this is the pet that actually came up in the final poll was 50-50.
Yeah, that was an amazing poll.
But yeah, he only won by a few votes against, can't remember his name, the lion. The Chatterhoppers. Rory? It wasn't Rory.
No, Rory the lion.
Okay,
Rory the lion.
There was a lion.
The Chatterhoppers for that one.
Anyway, that he came 50-50 with. So there is a bit of dialogue when you talk to him where he talks about how he had a fight with the great lion. So we got that reference in there because it was so close.
Apparently.
Al Toro, there you go. Yeah, so this is Sparky. Sparky? Yeah. The ranged pet. He's currently already in game. This is his updated model. So we are going to update his previous model, which is in the pub in RD. He looks like he's missing a leg. Right, well, although one of his legs is broken, he's not supposed to be missing the other one.
He does combat, he got hit. It's all good.
Here he is. This is Sparky, the sick range pet. His anims, we'll just move around, I guess. Newton, the magic pet.
This looks great.
He's really cool, yeah. His orb cycles through every single rune.
Sparky isn't supposed to be missing a leg.
He's not missing a leg, he's got a crutch.
Injured.
I know. I'm sorry. Here he is. Look, he's injured. There he is.
Legolas.
Right, anyway. Sorry, Modoram's distracting me.
Sorry.
This is Newton. Yep, so he cycles through his anims. Magic pet, really cool. This is the defense pet, Wallace, who is a his attack anims are defensive because, of course, he's scared of fighting anyone. Yeah, he's pretty cool. So we are looking to, I believe, update the Grenwolves with a similar model with this update. This is Morty, the Constitution pet. You want to zoom in?
Show them what he's got.
I can't zoom in anymore.
Super awesome.
Right, you can see maybe his heart's beating, so his insides are beating. Yeah, the Constitution pet, pretty cool.
Obviously, as you mentioned, you get these pets by doing the corresponding skill, of course.
Yeah, so they work similarly to the current non-combat skill pets, where you'll get them as when you gain XP in that skill. So these are all based on XP. So when you gain XP, you'll roll a chance of obtaining the pet. This is Ghostly, who is the last one to be animated right now, which may explain why some of his anims look broken. But I'm seeing this for the first time now, so I'm watching. Let's have a look. He's idle. Yeah, so as you can see, not working entirely. Working on that one. And then Charmini, which is the summoning pet. Pretty cool. They're all pretty sick. Like, I don't, we talk about having, there's a lot of pets in game, but, these are phenomenal. These were player designed ones. It's really cool. And as I said, this is so close to being complete. It's being tested, the final part's being tested now, getting the drops. It's gone through balancing. So yeah, I mean, it's worth mentioning actually summoning is a good one to talk about because the balancing is based a lot around getting charms as well as using charms. So of course we have a lot of charms stacked up as players, which means that we may end up seeing more summoning pets than others in the release because of course you've already done the part of obtaining the charms. Yeah, that is your collection of pets.
Am I going to bring up your title that I can help and notice there?
What?
What's that title about?
I don't know. Right.
You don't? Okay.
Carl's stuff.
All right, let's go over to Mondragon.
No, I do. You can talk about it if you want.
Oh, yeah, okay, go for it.
Sorry,
if you want,
did we swap?
if you want to.
Yeah,
no,
I
we
mean,
haven't swapped yet.
sure. Let's do it. We'll talk about some stuff. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So I am wearing a title. Sure, I am wearing a title. As you can see, called Master of All. This is a title for obtaining all 27 skill pets.
Blades.
You see, Jack of All Blades is currently the title for having all combat pets. We've made a smaller version, the silver version, for having 3 out of 8. It's actually, sorry, 9 combat pets, because Slayer becomes a combat pet with this update. It was polled.
Oh, okay.
Which means anyone that has Jack of All Trades right now, who nearly has Jack of All Trades, who doesn't have the Slayer pet, on login it will broadcast because they'll get it.
And if they have Jack of Trades with their Slayer pet being the 5th one, will they lose the title?
Yes, that's also correct.
Yep.
But yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's everything. By all means, tweet me if you need
At
questions.
Jagex Ryan. Yeah, so feel free to tweet away. Now I'm going to come over to the Twitter handle of @JagexRamen. Again, we're back. What have you got for us, sir?
Yo, I got the Lost Grove. Or what did he call it earlier? The Lost something?
Nature's Grove, I called
Nature's
it.
Grove.
Yeah.
So, as some of you may know, Solak his fight will take place in here. Now, Solak is, you can see the model. I'll get Mod John to stick that up in a bit. But Solak is the next group boss encounter coming to RuneScape, coming in at the top end. Is that on live
Can we
now?
bring that up on the screen? I'll let you know when it's up. The image of Solak, please. And we'll bring it up on screen. There you go. It's now on screen now.
Yo, so yeah, here's Solak. He's a big ent. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it looks like Maokai, but you know, when you want to make an ent, you know, this is kind of what comes out. Plus, I understand the resemblance of the big arm. A couple of changes will be made, but that's what happens when you've been exiled for 4,000 years. That's a joke. So if we flashback, so I'll be able to show you some. Oh no, the debug proc is not Solak. What's the debug proc? Boss. Yeah.
Nice.
So as you can see, Solak is his models aren't currently plugged in because I've just been working on the prototypes for the attacks and the sub-attacks which we're introducing. So I'll show you some of them now. You'll see lots of debug being spat out. A lot of stuff like life points is not in, damage is not in. You know, you want to focus on function before fluff. So that will come to the end. So as you can see, I've got him spawning, him attacking, and he'll start reeling off his sub-attacks, and then he'll start reeling off his normal attacks. But because this is, you know, my test world, I'm able to just, you know, slam some debug. As you can see, stuff's going down. I'm sure everyone's going to be reading the messages and trying to decipher what's
snipping
going
them,
on.
and then, yep.
And as you can see, we got something new in a boss fight, which is a second health bar. And you'll be
Sorry,
able to...
I can't help but notice your placeholder mentions no player found Tell the Daddy controller.
Great.
That's what it says. People will see it.
Yeah, so I went through earlier and I was like, have I put any swear words in? But apparently I missed that one. So I'll show you some little things, some little attacks. No. Okay, here's one attack. So he's jumped to the middle, he's regenerating, and he's pulled up a healer. So if I go over and bop the healer, I'm able to take him down effectively, but he's still regenerating, and there's this little pulse. So you dive into the pulse, and vines will pull you underground and throw you up in the canopy. I know you're not up in the canopy, and you'll have to deal with this huge root who's up there. So this is part of the multi-level kind of fight I'm going for. Some people will be fighting up in the canopy, some people will be fighting down below.
That's awesome.
So you kill it, you drag you back down, and then a damage will go stop his shield.
How many people are you looking at in regards to a boss fight here?
I'm capping it at 7.
7, okay.
But obviously it's going to have its duo mode. Here's another cool attack. You can see what's going on. I won't show you too much. But what goes up must come down. These are prototypes. I was actually walking in the Lake District and I threw a rock up, and that was instantly like I knew what I wanted to do for an attack.
Are there any prereqs for this boss, by the way? in regards
no.
to getting into fighting? None.
None.
Okay, there you go.
You're able to just completely go in, do it. And obviously, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, there'll be a special duo mode. So I'll show you one more thing. Oh no, I've just phased it. I need to restart. Tally home. Boss. Yeah, as you can see, super debug. I can't wait to get like the model in and working. There's nothing. I see someone's in the chat said solo. There's nothing to stop you going in and attempting solo.
And there won't be any party hats up for betting on this one.
Nah, I'm never doing that again. Let's see what this one does. If I use it on him, oh, come on. Okay, we've seen that one. What does this one do?
This is great.
Oh,
hello.
okay. So this is my favorite mechanic. You saw the new nature style hit there. So he will slam his hands into the ground and basically start binding himself with the earth, and the players will then have to DPS. He broke free somehow. And I know why, but
yeah, he'll be stood still.
Yeah, he slams his hand into the ground. I'll redo it just because. He slams his hands into the ground, and you'll have to DPS the roots to stop him sort of siphoning the ground out. Once you've damaged the roots enough, he'll sort of flinch a little bit, and then you'll be able to, hack at his legs. You'll go for his legs, and then that will open up his massive chest, and out of the chest is his main. It's the energy of the elf that has consumed Solak. So Solak's actually a really nice guy, but because he's been consumed for all these years, he's just completely corrupt.
If you guys think it's going to be a small boss, I believe you may be very wrong in that statement.
Yeah, he's gonna be big. It's looking a bit messy here, so I'm going to tally out one more time. I forgot what all my debug has done because I've been on Evil Day for quite a while. If I do this. I'm super excited for this.
I can tell. It's coming off nicely, which is pretty awesome to see.
Learn a lot from AOD. I didn't want to do a mass because a mass really put a hindrance on this, but with a team cap and making sure the duo mode is different enough, it'll make it something truly special, I hope. So let's touch the water, even though it's not water, it's just the next thing. Let's see what this one does. Ooh, what's he done? No, I need to remember to stop doing that. Okay, so he's gone over to the tree, he's put his hand up on the tree, and he's charging a massive hit, but you picked up your cool shield, and
I love your placeholder text. Yeah. Taking a hit from the hench tree.
Yeah, so this is how I work. Usually
this is great.
It's just spam, but like I need to know.
Yeah, of course.
When I'm deving on the fly, I need to know what's going on. So sometimes I like to have a little bit of fun with it. And now I know it's called a relic shield, and everyone will be like, ah, but it's fine. It'll just be an energy shield.
Awesome.
Let's YOLO another random one. What happens when we do this? Ooh, sub attacks. Tank pummel. Everyone's going to be reading all this, the different text, everything. It's going mental. As you can see, as I said, it's in very early stages, prototyping a lot. Boss is functioning from start to finish.
30k.
Oh yeah, there you go. Boss is functioning from start to finish. Hopefully, once I get animations, I can start rolling out to you guys, obviously for playtests.
Yep.
And then I'll be able to show more. But Solak's coming along really nicely.
Nice. It looks great. Wow. I'll be honest, I wasn't quite expecting much to be shown of Solak, but I was very wrong. So that's great.
You've seen this place a lot, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I've seen this place way too much lately. But yeah, is there anything else you want to add? Is there any way people can get, based on what they've seen on the stream, I assume they can tweet you for feedback or anything like that?
Yeah, you can hit me up with feedback or send me a Reddit inbox.
Sure.
Send me a Reddit.
Send me a Reddit. Hit me up with some of that Reddit go. They're going to send it. But, if you have any suggestions, obviously we threw out that PVM survey in the middle of the year. We got 4,000 replies, so myself and Modiago and Ryan, who will be helping a little bit out on Solak, will be filtering through all of that and just making sure this is as polished as it can be, as spot on as it can be, and like.
So yeah, actually, just before you go, your team. So obviously, Oswald mentioned different teams. So your team is
Spec Ops.
And who's in Spec Ops?
That's myself, Mod Ryan, and Modiago.
Awesome.
How do you say it? Iago? Iago.
Iago. Well. And I think Balance has put in a little quote for you there. Don't forget. Right there.
Wait, oh, that's, am I supposed to say that, or is he asking me to follow
He's
him on
asking you
Twitter?
to say that. No, he's saying it on behalf of you.
Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for lots of updates.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like, I'm closing on 10,000 followers, so it'd be lovely to hit that milestone.
In time for Solak, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be good. When I get more into the development, I'll be tweeting out more, but obviously I want to keep it really back this time. Obviously we kept the Wand and Orb a secret in AOD, and when we released that, it was, everyone went mental. We had to deal with the whole, 2 weeks of, not worth it, but it was worth it.
It was worth it.
I gotta stop doing the player voice. I have to stop doing it.
What I've learned from these streams, everyone has their player voice, and everyone has a different player voice, and it's just amazing when that comes out. But yeah, no, it's been definitely worth it. I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped for Evil Dave as well. There's so much to get excited for. But yeah, thanks, Ramen. Awesome. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going to come up with 2 mod Timbo. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What have we got? It's already.
I don't think I can follow that.
This is what happens when we do a stream more than an hour. We have all of it happening. This has been amazing. But what have we got?
Hello. So, from the Ninja team, that little known team you might not have heard about before, what we've got for you is a bunch of stuff. I'm in my favourite place, Evil Dave's Dungeon. Just doing some testing. But what we've got for you first time this round is we're doing our first Ninja poll.
Okay.
So very much in the style of old school. We're going to be polling 20 of the hottest Ninja fixes. So we've got it up for you right now. This shows the new poll system as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm sure we've shown this off before or not.
We've not shown this, so this is a brand new one.
So here you go. This is what the new poll system looks like. So we can have 3 polls open at the same time, and this is the new landing page. And we've got the new Ninja Fix survey. So boom, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Glad that worked.
This is great.
So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to poll some of the 20 Ninja Fixes that we get requested a lot, that either take a lot of time or a lot of effort, or things that we're not sure if people still want to do. So basically we just want to get those out to you guys, make sure you see what you want to get, and sort of ask them and sort of get answers for them. So I'm probably not going to go through every single poll. I might go very, very slowly.
I do like, sorry,
so people can
we scroll back up? I just like, for example, how we've clarified certain things. Like, for example, on the second question we have, if we decide to do this, it will reduce the number of Ninja Fixes. So there is, like, considerations here as well.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Very cool to mention that.
So, like with the Grigri, we'll try to explain exactly in the question about what's going on, what we're going to do, how we're going to change things. Yep. There'll be a very short blog alongside this, sort of detailing what we want to do for Ninja Fixes. So we want to sort of release these every couple of weeks, every couple of months maybe. Collect a bunch of Ninja Fixes, do the ones we know everyone wants to do, very easy, or very quick to do, and very impactful. Yep. Poll a bunch of the rest of them. Should we bother spending our time on X, Y, and Z? There we go. But I'll slowly scroll through these.
Sure.
So people can take screenshots.
And obviously we'll let people get their screenshots and then they can discuss about it.
There's one that I really like. Where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
Should we display the maximum buy limit of items on the Grand Exchange interface? I can probably guess what people are going to say for that one.
So this might be a strange question. They won't answer in the dev blog, but should we add StrikeRun contracts to Slayer Masters?
Okay.
So this is in response to Iron Men say it's really hard to get the components for a Slayer helm. So what we want to do is allow anyone, not just Iron Man, but anyone to buy Slayer contracts for Strikeworms from Slayer Masters, so they can go and kill Strikeworms and get the helmet components. Much easier.
People asking for an invite on your HSR drop party, by the way.
Ooh, look at those HSRs. That's half of all current HSRs in game.
There you go.
That's a nice fun fact for you there.
Should we have in-area broadcast all boss item drops? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Should Can Decay, should we later repair it? Should Miscellanea reset at midnight? Should we change bonfires? Oh, this is my favourite one.
Should we display an items guide price on the Grand Exchange? Oh my goodness, yes. Whoa. Yes, that's got to be a yes. Strong. That's amazing. Obviously, we should mention that for the first time as well, we have the ability to allow people to skip as well.
Yeah.
Whereas we haven't had that in the past.
Yeah, so if you don't want to answer a question, just skip it.
Yep.
I mean, if it doesn't interest you, if you don't have any strong opinions, yes or no, just skip it, and we'll take the yes and no's from there on in.
Should we allow to recast crystallize on the same target within the last? Oh man, yeah, that'd be pretty great.
So in total, we have 20 questions to ask you guys. And we want to do a similar sort of batch of questions every single time we do a new poll. But yeah, and if you want to see what the poll results look like, they look like this.
So this is...
Oh.
So that's obviously, yeah.
So these are the test results for old polls that have already gone out and gone live. Oh, people like Ice Die. So yeah, that's the new poll. That's the sort of first ninja poll we want to do.
Do you mind, sorry, just clicking back on that just a minute. So someone said, what's percentage to pass? Bottom left corner of that interface, you can see there.
Every single question will require 75% in order to pass. Skips will not count towards the total percentage.
Okay.
So 75% of those who voted yes and no will be required
Will
to
the
pass.
results be hidden when you vote, or will they show?
They will be hidden until you have voted.
Cool.
So this is a change we're making with poll systems in general. We don't want the current we don't want the current result to influence your decision.
Awesome.
So we want you to be able to vote with a very clear mind, a very clear conscience, and just vote on what you think is most important.
That's cool. I like that.
And once you've
great.
voted, you'll be able to see the answers.
Because obviously, when you look at the poll and you immediately see that one's already swayed, you're kind of like, oh, is there any point in me voting in? But also, you can't vote unless you have all of them ticked, which is good.
So you cannot vote unless you've ticked all of them.
That's good.
If you close and reopen this, I'm led to believe that it will remember your answers.
Oh, yes, it will. Very good.
Mod Edge, what a legend.
So just to clarify, the skips won't affect the percentage shown?
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay, cool.
So yeah, the skips won't affect the winning percentage to vote.
And
obviously, if we have a high skip percentage on a question, we'll try and understand why, and maybe even potentially not even do it if it doesn't pass. Because if there's 80% of people skipping a question, it obviously doesn't matter to them.
And in regard, can you change your vote? You cannot change your vote.
No, you can't change it.
Being told.
Yeah, Mod Osborne told me it was in my design.
There you go.
Very strong.
There we go. All right, so that's the polls. When is this coming in game?
So this poll will be out next week.
There you go. So you can get along with this layout as well, I presume.
Yes.
Awesome. There you go. Then.
And the Halloween poll.
Oh, and the Halloween poll will be in this as well that we discussed earlier. Yes, that's very true.
But yeah, this poll will be out on Monday. It'll be open for a week. Let us know what we should and shouldn't do, basically.
Awesome.
And then if I...
What you got next for us?
Tab.
You're tabbing? Oh, this is dangerous.
Ooh. Did that work?
Can they see? Yes, they can. They can see that. You're good.
Oh, very strong.
Very good.
Enemies. So we're going to show you some of the other ninja fixes we've been working on recently.
I can see something. I'm not going to say it.
So I'm not going to say it just yet. So I'm in the enemy dungeon with 460 enemies. Oh, Ice Strike Worms. What?
Got Ice Strike Worms.
Oh, no. It's not worked.
Ah.
Oh, no, it has worked.
Okay.
So 420 enemies to kill. So if I kill something and I get... Oh, just... Set my luck to 0. So if I kill something and get a red drop, nothing displays right now. People have seen this before, but...
Yes. You feel the effects of your luck potion and receive 1 dragon helm. And
I have a luck potion on.
You have a luck potion active. There you go. So have a look at the dwarf's equipped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will now show you all that stuff.
That's so hype.
So if I look at the dwarves, you get a different message for that.
Look at the dwarf shines brightly and you receive. Come on. There you go. Oh, you got a clue scroll. Congrats.
Premium. That's same for Edemu.
And the Hazelmere bits as well.
Hazelmeres as well. So Hazelmeres will now tell you what doubles.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of doubling. Wow.
Hazelmere is a very premium ring. And if I set... So one of the other changes we made as well is... I should have probably done this differently. Look, proc.
Oh. Don't look at me.
Look. Increase high to 0. So what?
Oh, very good.
So what we've also done is changed it so that whenever you get a rare drop table item, an IDT item drop, and you're wearing a luck ring, it will tell you what you got.
Oh, nice. So okay, that'd be really cool.
So what we're right now, if I kill a bunch of Edemus,
14 adamant bars.
14 adamant bars. What other awesome items?
Dragon Spear.
Dragon Spear. Oh, very good.
Adamant bars again.
More Addy bars.
This is great.
So whenever you're...
Grab some fragment.
Oh,
just fragments.
Very strong. So if you're like me and you're scything a bunch of vessels and you get your look at the door shines brightly and you're like, should I bother looking through all these loot piles or not? Now we'll be able to find out. It'll tell you, which is very, very good. The other one we've got in our inventory, which people might have seen, is the Advanced Gold Accumulator.
Yes.
Also known as the Permanent Gold Accumulator. So here it is. It's pretty cool. It's very premium. It will collect all of your coins that you ever get as a drop, but it will eat 10% of them as a cost.
Okay.
This costs 1.5 million Dungeoneering tokens from the Dungeoneering store. Probably has a Dungeoneering level the same as the normal dome engineering.
Couldn't help but notice the
layer.
tool belt as well.
Oh, you're a sneaky one. So
Well,
yes. So yeah, we've changed it so you can now add it to the tool belt as well. So
Does that have a cost at all?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay, cool.
It will cost you 500 Slayer points as normal. I can't show you actually how. I can't show you unlocking it, but if we go all the way over here,
There it
there
is.
we go.
There we
Advanced gold
go.
accumulator. And if I tool belt.
Are you gonna do? Oh goodness. Okay.
Where's gold? Oh, my alphabet.
There we go. And enabled. Like that.
There you go. Oh.
Number. There you go.
So if you do buy it, you can then attach it to your tool belt.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
Very good.
Just like
Jimbo.
all the rest of just
That
like
looks great.
just like the rest of them, you can turn it on and off.
Is that needed for the tool title?
Yes,
Right. Okay.
it is. But like other items, it has settings and you can turn it on and off.
And obviously, just to mention, it's in the tool belt. It does not. It doesn't degrade. You can toggle it off, as you just saw there with Timbo. You just took it off, so you don't have to have it collecting gold if you wish. 1.5 DG token. 1.5 million DG tokens is, I believe, 15 million DG XP.
Yes.
I think. Yep. So gotta get to work on that one.
The old accumulators are staying if you want to have them as well. They'll work exactly the same way as if you want.
So just gonna come a couple of things to the gold accumulator.
Yes.
Only dropped items. It doesn't affect chests like Telos, QBD, etc. Does it
right.
not affect them?
No.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check that one.
If you kill something in the wilderness that drops coins, they'll go to your inventory rather than going to your tool, rather than going to your bank pouch, gold pouch, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
In regards to that, is there anything else as well?
So there's one more thing I want to talk about, and
Sure.
that's the aura bag. Of course, we've shown a prototype of that a little while ago from Wood Harrison. When we showed it to you guys, you weren't very impressed by it.
Yeah.
We sort of made just a bag that held auras rather than sort of dealing with fundamental problems with auras themselves. So we've gone back to the drawing board. Mod Edge is working on a sort of design in the near future. We've got nothing to show you right now, but the idea is that it will be an interface that you can activate and deactivate auras from, rather than having to hold the physical objects.
Which obviously means bank space because the objects don't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So the idea, you'll be able to consume an aura and you'll be able to use it on this interface wherever you want, and it'll have the same restrictions. You'll be able to extend and reset with Reaper and Viswax as the same as well. But yeah, that's the plan for Aura Bag.
Awesome.
That's not coming soon. Everything else I've shown you today is coming very soon.
But yeah, we wanted to. Huh?
Rev Plus Plus. What is it? Revolution Plus Plus.
Revo Plus Plus. I
So
know.
for people who don't know what Revolution Plus Plus is, it's the ability to use ultimates and thresholds with Revolution, and also the ability to resize your Revolution bar. That is coming out in the first week in November.
There you go. And obviously, just in case people aren't aware, full manual is still the way forward, absolutely. But Revo Plus Plus is obviously a nice addition on top of that as well.
Our good friend, the Warden Modiago, has done tests on full manual and new Revo Plus Plus. Full manual is without a doubt the better system. Revo Plus Plus is pretty good, but it doesn't come quite as good as pressing the buttons when you want.
Man, what a
Kill the elite enemy, please. Sure.
what a stream it's been. Goodness me. And we're still not done because we still got some more stuff to talk about in just a few moments. We killed the elite enemy and we got adamant bars again.
Ooh, very strong adamant
Congratulations!
bars.
I can't wait for this. I
Can
can't
you imagine
wait.
if I got HSR? Well, just
That would be ridiculous, to be honest.
I really want to kill stuff to get HSR. Oh, the stream's running late though.
We're just gonna end it while we're just gonna be on the couch and we're gonna hear a random scream as you get like the HSR drop.
Oh yeah,
So,
get ready to cut back to me for HSR.
All right, we're gonna come back over to the couch. I'm gonna throw it over to I believe on the couch, Mod Nova, Mod Orion, Mod Osborne, Mod Kelpie, and I'll join them in just a moment. So let's join them, and we'll be there in just a sec.
Hi.
We were told to fill and we're failing. So yeah, what it's worth mentioning with the poll system is that it's not just for Ninja as well. So like all the teams are going to be like been doing all of these community engagement malarkey and getting everybody involved in how we're making things. Like Money Smithing Rework's going to have so much player involvement.
My head is spinning. There's so much stuff coming up. It's amazing.
I don't know how late it is. I think it might be like 9. I've got no idea.
There's so much good stuff coming up. This is great. So just before we come over to you two, Mod Orion, Mod Nova.
Hello.
Why are you guys on the couch? What are we talking about today?
I can't remember.
No?
Yeah, there's the thing that happens
Just
in
a thing?
December sometimes.
Saturnalia, the winter solstice.
Something like that.
So yeah, we're here to talk about Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's time to get festive, baby. Yeah, so we just want like a brief outline of the plan because dev work started on it like a week ago, so the ball's already rolling. We've got a small event in November, so we're going to leave that to for you guys to discover.
Awesome.
So we'll talk about December. They're kind of related, but moving on. We've obviously every year we've got the advent calendar, so you get some nice little freebies there, and we've got winter weekends. We love winter weekends.
Yes,
and we
can't
play
wait
so
for winter
much.
weekends.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Are there new ones?
There is a new one.
There is a new one.
There is
Cool.
a new one. There might be two new ones actually.
There are
There are some changes
there
to
are
the
recall
existing
changes and
ones,
2 new ones
Yes.
from the discussion we had. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will admit, obviously, some of them we just pretty much nailed last time, so we've copy pasted them. Others we've added that are just so damn good. And so we've got a new Menethos one with 8 or 9 different additions to Menethos, which is going to be good. So you're looking at things like double XP for plover bird hunting for low level hunter. Get over that hump of hunter. Don't just sit there doing your box traps and your big chin chomper. So come and take part in some in active hunter. Things like 50% extra reputation, etc. I'm going to leave the others as surprises for the news post. Cool.
Am I missing something?
We may have decided to pass pillows around at some point randomly throughout the stream because it entertains us and keeps us keeps our minds busy.
Oh man!
So I got some Sliskay action
Sitting
right
on
here.
your lap this time.
Slisk Bay. Yeah, so we'll leave the rest of the Menethos ones for the news post later on in the year. So we've updated some of the combat ones, and so Slayer, we've added Shattered Worlds, 50% extra anima. Go get your
Nice. Abilities,
bladed
dive
and
go
get
Salt
your
the Wound.
rewards that you want.
Yep.
Good luck on the wolf pet, everyone. Things like the mini games, clue scroll, ports bonuses, skilling bonuses. We split skilling this time into artisan and kind of support and gathering as well. So
so it's not all one weekend.
It's not all one weekend.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, skilling kind of spills over into 3 weekends because skilling's cool. Before there was a boss one and a slayer one and various. So the combat got a lot of the limelight, which rightly so in a sense. But this time we've added a couple of extra skilling perks as well, especially to newer content as well. And yes, for the bosses and slayers out there, the Ring of Wealth extra rare drop table chances will reappear, which is primo. But yeah, moving on to Christmas. You want to talk about the general premise?
Yeah, what we got.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a kind of a Christmassy themed retelling of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at you for reactions for a reason.
Okay, are we going to judge that? Go to the central camera. Face reactions. It's a retelling of Pinocchio.
Yeah, all right. I love that this is the first time we're hearing a thing.
And basically, Santa is fed up of the 4 children in the entirety of Gielinor being naughty children.
There's a little reference there to our lack of adolescents and children in Gielinor, but yeah, expect puns galore because it's a holiday event, right? And silly little references like that, and Santa hats and all sorts. Yeah, a 120 Slayer.
Santa hats.
Santa hats. Yeah.
Santa hats.
We want. There's a joke about Santa going to the G and trying to flog his old hats for billions of GP, but yeah, a lot of random crap like that in the quest. And Slayer's obviously got 120. Santa has obviously got 120 Slayer skill because primo puns. How are we setting it up this year?
It's 4 mini quests, 1 per week.
Yep. Chapter based. Oh yeah.
Just before, sorry, I remember us. We did something like this. Memory System 2-3 years ago, right?
Well, we've done it for the last 2 years.
Oh, we've done it for the last 2 years.
We did 4 episodes 2 years ago and 2 episodes last year.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it felt quite nice. I didn't feel obliged to, do a whole 90 minutes of Christmas event or something in one go. It was split up. But if you don't want to do it in the early weeks of December, then you can do it towards the end. Do all of it in one go if you want. But you miss out on some skilling opportunities and stuff like that. Yeah. So as it's really similar, and mainly because I really liked that event. It's one of the first projects that I worked on actually. It's really similar to the Christmas event in 2015, which was the Iceberg and Jack Frost and Queen of Snow and everything. So we're bringing back some of those characters. Obviously, it's Christmas. Bringing back Santa, Queen of Snow, and
a bit of Jack Frost, yeah.
A little bit of Jack Frost, yeah. A few references and a bit of family trouble. Standard with that family. They're a bit like weird, aren't they? Dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional, probably a better word.
Dysfunctional family, yeah. So essentially, you do a chapter and you unlock like a skilling location for the festive season. Festive? That rings a bell. So yeah, Festivore is back. Don't forget to put them on your presets as well. Just segue to that.
When is it active from?
You mean put it in your aura bag?
Put it in your aura bag. Oh yeah, let's not promise that.
When is the aura active from?
The aura is generally, as a general rule, it's December. So from literally the 1st of December, which is only like a month away. Dear God, the radio are going to be playing all the Christmas songs soon.
I mean, they already are.
They already are. And the advent calendar's already in the shop.
Yeah, you go to the supermarket and it's like, well, Halloween was over, done. So you do a chapter. Should only be like kind of 15 minutes, brief out of your regular RuneScaping adventures, and get access to primo skilling locations. We'll say that the location at the moment, tentatively, 95% is in where?
The GE.
The GE.
Very good.
We're going to
There's a lot more space there now.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's like red and white already, so we can make it a bit Christmassy.
Are the Christmas decorations coming back on bosses? I recall.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh man.
Awesome.
So we talked to Mod Easty, who is like the resident legend at Jagex, and we made a mistake recently where we deleted all of the Christmas versions of bosses because they're unused models, and we're tidying stuff up. We're like going through doing some spring cleaning, so we got to go and sort that out. It's going to be basically like half a day's work for me.
I didn't just drop you in there, did I? Or was that already planned?
No, it's
okay,
fine.
Right.
It was planned. Don't worry.
Right.
It's really important. KBD
the Virago with the lights around him. It looks great.
Hell yeah. He's a Christmas tree. Solak. He's got to be a Christmas tree next year.
Whenever. That would be great.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll poke Mod Ramen about that. Yes.
Well, the baubles and that.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Totally. Bam. That's pretty much what we wanted to cover, right? Pinocchio themed.
We might have a poll afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
is this the same as Halloween?
It's kind of the same as Halloween.
Okay.
It's probably less important, but we want to have a version. We need to know kind of soonish. We want to have a version where it's playable all year round. So it won't necessarily be taking place in Varrock if we do redo it. It might have we might go to the Whitelands or whatever. You know, the North Pole essentially, and we'll stage it there in like a new little area, but again, that's extra dev work, so we must mention that on the poll. If it even gets polled, it might not.
It's one of those ones. Christmas kind of theme stuff doesn't usually work all year round, whereas Halloween
as permanent,
much better.
That's fair.
Broken Home, great example.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, guys. Right, Mark Halpy, I'm coming to you because just under 2 hours ago, actually, what did you get to do, which is pretty awesome?
Have lunch.
We did a mobile. we kicked off a mobile test, a live mobile test. First time ever we invited players to actually to actually install RuneScape on their mobile devices.
I can tell you've had a long day from this.
My brain is fried. It's just been running around and making sure we've got all the information we need and stuff to make it all happen. But it's really great. I'm really, really happy to be in this position finally, sort of thing. There's a long way still to go, but this is a great milestone to kind of hit. We got a lot of positive feedback at RuneFest. And we've taken that kind of build that we had at RuneFest, added in some further performance improvements, and we've sent out to a number of players today, and we're hoping that they'll be able to verify that the performance is indeed pretty damn good. So we sent out invites today. We're planning to send more invites out throughout the week. It is Android only, so if you have an iPhone, then I'm sorry you won't be able to take part in the test. But yeah, hopefully for those who do, then you may be lucky and get an invite throughout the week. So yeah, keep an eye out.
Awesome.
And this will last into the 30th of October.
Awesome. Right, there has been so much that we talked about, but in a nutshell, Model Spawn, I mean...
You can't fit it into a nutshell. It's overflowing.
That's fair. That's fair.
That nutshell is brimming.
It's pretty amazing.
Big
it's
barrel
very
of nuts. What do you think about big barrel of nuts?
Oh my.
And that's not even... I wanted to mention, like, also Saturday...
Dimension Damned, yes.
Invitational, which
absolutely.
of course is something else that's happening at the moment too. The finale.
Yeah, which is taking place right here on Saturday. There's so much going on. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I'm just going to say this personally. I really do hope we do more streams like this. I've had an amazing time just like seeing the projects, even though obviously a lot of them are work in progress, of course, but it's so great just seeing it there.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't blown our load. There is still some stuff to come to show in the future.
I might have.
What is going on, guys?
But there will be. And I've just been so proud of the teams because, like, often you can be a little bit sketchy about showing your stuff a little early, and they are happy to. And yeah, there's been a lot of passion shown, and we're going to involve players in feedback on it all.
Oh my! So, in a nutshell, let's just try and summarise everything we went through. Pieces of Hate. Ghost Stories of Gielinor, which is coming Monday. The Clue Scroll Overhaul, which has a ton of stuff in it, as you may have seen. The Mining and Smithing rework has begun. From a prototyping perspective, deep sea fishing looked incredible. Evil Day Quest from Ramen was just comedic and only presented in a way Ramen could do it, in my personal opinion.
Audiobook is coming.
The combat pets, which obviously we are still finalising the animations, but do look pretty awesome. Sifu and Kangali and the rest look really, really awesome. Then went back to Ramen, showed some of the phases for Solak, which is pretty hype. And then, of course, Timbo for the ninja fixes, permanent gold accumulator, you can put it on your tool belt. The luck messaging, as well as the new the new polling system that comes in on Monday with the 20 ninja poll questions, alongside if you want the Ghost Stories of Gielinor to be permanent content. This is all from Monday, FYI. So do give us your vote and let us know what you think. And then, of course, we had just spoke with Mod Nova, Mod Orion about Christmas. Winter weekends are coming back. Christmas event, of course, is coming back. And make sure you have your festive aura ready for December as well. Breathe. Oh my goodness, there is a lot, but I think you did well. In summary as well, RuneScape, you don't need to, I just want to reiterate again, you don't need to type _RuneScape because Moobot will probably time you out now. Just be aware of that. But if you have watched a stream, if RuneScape is, or if you've linked up RuneScape, as the stream ends, we're gonna get ready to press the button and hopefully you get it. But there's a note on the screen there. Do you want to?
Yeah, let's talk about back rework. What can we say? So it's not been shown because
we're not currently working on it. Is the truth?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, we've told people before. It's on hold whilst we're working on mobile. There's big projects, lots of technical stuff for both those projects, and we can't possibly do both at the same time. It would just hurt both projects. And we're doing mobile first, and then we'll get back onto.
But the moment we can start doing bank rework, when that team is available for it, we're going to do it because it's number one what people want.
Yes,
and we know that.
It's number one what I want.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, is
kind of very hurts to say no, but yeah.
It's not we're starting bank rework. We go back to developing it. That's the key thing, right?
It's already been started. It just.
Yeah, we had work on it. It's not like we didn't do anything at all. There was work there.
But it got to a point where it's just it was unfeasible to try and work on both projects at the same time.
So let's not end on necessarily.
No, of course not. I want to end. Because I want to end on seriously for everyone who's watched the stream. Please let us know what you think because that's the biggest thing for us. Throughout the stream, I saw people enjoying it from what I could see, which is great. But please let us know what you think of the stream. And hopefully we'll start to do more of these, just kind of like RuneScape content showcases, as we call it, with progress reports and stuff and everything else. But it's all hype. It's all amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be pretty awesome. But apart from that, we'll see you here on Saturday for the dimension of the Damned finale, which is looking to be pretty amazing. So make sure you tune in then because it's going to be great fun. But apart from that, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a long stream, almost 2 hours in total, but we really hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you around in the near future. Take care and have a good one.